Okay. All right. The mic is on. So this is kind of a test on the server, just because we did a stream on the weekend, and I think it changed a few things. There's some funny things going on here. I have a subscriber badge. Apparently, I'm a 2-month subscriber to my own channel, so that's kind of cool. Let's see here. You don't have the ring. I think actually the mod, because you're a mod, I think that overrides it. I think it takes the place of that. So I'm not really sure. Now I know Alicia is here. I saw Basila in the chat. The chat is also kind of weird. It doesn't list the usual things. It's almost like the program kind of got reset, sort of thing. So I'm not really sure how things are gonna work out. But from what it looks like, everything looks okay. Oh dang. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to have a look. I think we're gonna have to like take a good look and see what happens. So I gave another thing I noticed is I gave Alicia my VIP badge, so that I have these VIP badges now. I have like 20 of them. So I gave one to Alicia, and she's the only one that has one. So I'm kind of curious to see if she type if it shows her VIP. That's another thing. So a couple of things. Hopefully we'll get this right. Now, Rue, did you change your name like in between the time that hey Billy? Hey. All right. Yeah, you got the ring. Superb. Welcome to the chat, and we're just kind of getting things a little wrangled right now. I'm doing something, kind of mundane. I'm actually just deeding in the Midgewater marshes. I was just kind of gonna do this while I was testing the system. But Billy, you got a ring? That's cool. That's I believe that's a 1-month subscriber ring. Yep, right on. So welcome to the channel again. Hope you're having a good time on the RuneScape. I see you're playing a lot of the RuneScape, so that's cool. Let's see here. So I'm not going to stay in the Midgewater marshes. This is kind of just what I was doing. So I've got some I've got some new stuff. Like I've got some options like to spend channel points and whatnot. I don't really know if it's balanced, but I guess we'll find out as the time goes on. I thought it was kind of cool, the numbers that I put in there, and then it said like if you're in the channel for an hour, you get something like 800 points. And there's stuff that's worth like 2,000, 3,000 points there. So I'm not really sure like how that worked out. There she okay. So let me see here. Is this, yeah, you look at you got a pink diamond. And that's not a joke or anything. So you're a founder and a 1-month subscriber, Prime Gaming, and a VIP. Alicia or Basila, I don't know if you noticed, but you're now the channel's only VIP at the moment. So that's kind of cool. While I've got you on the channel, hopefully engaging you in chat and stuff. VIP, yes indeed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of play it by ear, VIP for 1 month and whatnot. So we'll play around with it. We've got like 20 badges to give away, and there's definitely some folks that have kind of been with us almost since day one. So we'll get those VIP badges kind of handed out. What does that even mean? It means you're a very important person. It means that like, so I got these things. Alicia doesn't. I think your founder thing overrides the ring. I think it does. So we'll have to look into that. We'll see what happens. So Basila, while I've got you on the I used to. Now I have a diamond. Oh, maybe the founder thing overrided the ring. So I'm not sure. Apparently, it's better to be the ringmaster than be a founder. So anyway, so the stream sounds okay. It's coming in all right. The settings were all changed the last time I actually did a stream. It was Saturday. And it was a daytime stream from my living room, and it really kind of not threw me off, but we had to do a lot of stuff for that stream to get it to work. And I think it was because it was for the Nintendo Switch. So I wonder if you can change the art of Founder. I don't know. I don't know. You know, that might be something that you can research, Swimmeroo, on your maybe on your end, and then or we can look at it this coming weekend. So we shall see. Anyway, just getting started here. So I'm currently deeding. This is kind of a real mundane way to start a stream, but at the same time, I'm almost done my deeding in Preland. This is my last Sicklefly, I think, actually. Yes, completed. Sicklefly Slayer advanced. Alright, so there's another deed in the books. All I have to do now is complete the Knickerbreaker Slayer deed. So Basilla, while I have you here, I had this idea. I thought maybe tonight after you and Dom are done work and you're on your way home, maybe we could make a trip out to the pub and get a treat or you know, kind of a late dinner. It is Pasta Tuesday, so you know, at that one place, so we can no free advertising on this. I won't mention the actual name, but if you're up for it, we could make it happen. Maybe we can go out and have a late dinner. So making plans right here on the stream for some dinner, a succulent meal. Yeah, wings. Well, we shall see. I think I'm partial to the pasta, but I guess we'll see what happens when we get there. So that's one thing. And Billy, you're invited. Now I know you're all the way back in you're all the way down in Georgia, but I'll tell you this. You know, I don't think you'll be able to make it in time. However, if we do pass through Georgia, and we pass through your section of town, we will for sure get in touch. Pasta and a pint, yep. And how about Zaxby's? We miss Zaxby's something fierce up here. There are no Zaxby's that I know of north of North Carolina, and so I'm always, that's like one of the first places that yes, in Savannah. Oh, Savannah, what a great city. But yeah, Zaxby's, then definitely one of those southern treats that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, that's for sure. What a great place. For those of you who are not in the know, Zaxby's is like it's a fried chicken restaurant in the United States, and it is regional, and so we unfortunately, okay, the deeding is done. This is great. All right, good timing. Just as we're kind of about to pick up steam. Let's map to Annulos. I don't even know where Annulos is, but I guess we'll map there. Yeah, so it's a chain in the southern U.S. and gotta go by. Okay, all right, we'll talk to you later, and just keep that in mind, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay. So yeah, chain in the southern U.S. Delicious, absolutely delicious chicken fingers and strips, and the fries and the bread and, you know, the chicken sandwiches are just, they're amazing. I even like the salads. You know, I'm not really a salad kind of guy, but I do enjoy their Cobb salad. I really like that when I used to have it in. I had a lot in Gainesville. It was kind of like a gamer treat. So yeah. So anyway, so welcome to the stream, everyone. We're just getting started here. It's about 10-15 minutes in. Hope your day is going really well. I have a lot of things to discuss. I just thought I'd kind of save them for a little bit when, you know, when we have more of our friends in the house. I will confide, though, that today was for me, it was a very clumsy day. Like, I don't know if you ever have these days where everything you touch, you know, seems to like fall. I'll give you an example. I was in the bathroom, and I have this new Philips Sonicare brush. It's kind of this electric toothbrush. It also has like a flosser on it. It's pretty sweet. I got it as a Christmas gift, and when you kind of do your mouthwash and stuff, it just feels like you got a brand new mouth after you're done. It's like your teeth feel great, your gums feel great. You feel like your mouth is just 100% clean. And so I'm in there, and I'm brushing my teeth, and then I go to kind of shift it because I noticed that, you know, in the bottom of the well where you stand the toothbrush, it could have used a little kind of a wipeout. So, you know, just kind of sanitary brushed it. And as I'm leaning over, all of a sudden the whole darn thing just goes, you know, like, anyway, backside over tea kettle. And I've got water all over the place. It's on the floor. It's beside the toilet. It's just like, you know, it's a disaster is what it is. So had to clean that up, and then, you know, no sooner do I get out of there, I go into the fridge and I'm like, maybe I'll have a can of Diet Pepsi. So I go to take that out. Bing, 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 falls to the floor. There was a pack of like pepperettes, you know, like you know, meat sticks and whatever. Hey, Osirin, welcome to the stream, buddy. Glad to see you, and thanks for coming on Saturday too. Thanks for hanging out on Saturday. It was a very quiet stream on Saturday. I think it was just a case of, you know, like streaming something different, and also streaming. You know, I think I started at 1 in the afternoon, so. And that's kind of something I wanted to cover late in the stream as well. But welcome, Wizard, and hope you're doing all right. Hopefully you're... I think you have... Let's see here. What level are you? Now, normally I don't add kinmates to my friends list, but I'm not... Unfortunately, I'm not kinned on this character. You are level 33. Okay. Only caught the beginning there. Happy to drop in. Yeah. No, that's fine though. Like I appreciated the drop in. So I'm trying to get this character brought into the Flatulent Flautists, but unfortunately we have no officers online right now, and I really didn't want to bother anyone to kind of do it. So if maybe if we get some kinfolk in later on, we can get an invite. But so anyway, so finishing up that, so a clumsy day. So I dropped the pop on the floor, so I had to take another. You know, from the fridge, and I had to just put that in a safe place and remind myself not to touch it. Then I go to grab the garbage can to empty my office can into the kitchen can, and that just falls all over the place too. And then I'm actually putting stuff in, and there's stuff falling out. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Why is this all happening? So it was kind of a clumsy day. I'm really wary of this water that's on my desk right now because you know, at any moment that could kind of go pear-shaped. So okay, so this is kind of a trip back from memory lane here. I was playing this character when I first started the stream. This is the Hobbit Burglar. I've named him Jubilost in honor of one of my favorite characters in another game, in Pathfinder Kingmaker. And so he was kind of the protagonist when I first started streaming, so it was kind of like his adventure. We went through the Shire, we went through Bree, we went through the Old Forest, we went all over the place, and so I'm kind of back on him. For the first time in a while, I've been on playing my Yellow Guardian, Steely Dad, you know, my namesake, I guess, and really got involved in that Yellow Guardian. Not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun to play. But now I just thought this would be kind of a good stream to go back and see what Jubilost has been up to, you know, like catch up on his story and his burglary. Yellow Guard, yes. I know least about Burglar by far. Well, that's a kind of a good thing for the stream if you want to pick some stuff up. Sir, it's a little difficult for me to kind of talk my way through a burglar, but I will go through my progressions. So another thing that I did here is when I was playing this burglar, I was playing him in Blue Line. So Blue Line is a line known as the Riddler line. I got the ring! Hey, you managed to fix it! That's amazing! I don't know how you did it. I mean, I didn't have to do anything. So that's super swimmeroo. Let's see here. What, I don't know how were you able to do it? That's kind of cool. I want to know. Oh, I lost the stream. Sorry. That was kind of my bad. I was inspecting things. So I was playing this burglar in Blue Line, which is a line called the Gambler, and so what it does is the skills sometimes gamble. You roll. Hey, Silmaria. Hey, welcome to the stream. We're just getting started here, so I'm a little rusty. Haven't streamed on my laptop or on my computer in a little while, so we're just kind of getting back into the swing of things. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day, and you too, Osirin. I'm hoping you're having a productive day. Maybe it's near the end of your day. Maybe you're finally home, or maybe you're still on the work day. But wherever you are, hope you're having a good one. So I've switched. Anyway, the moral of the story, that could have been an unfinished tale. I switched from a blue burglar back to a red, only because it's been quite some time since I played my blue burglar, and I really don't remember what was going on there. So I'm drinking quality ale and making dinner, so I'm gonna say it's a good day. That is a good day. That sounds really good. Just in case you missed it earlier, I was kind of making plans with Basila, my significant other, to actually go out to the pub tonight after the stream and maybe have a little meal, a little late night meal, and well, not late, but mid-evening meal, and also perhaps a pint or two. So it seems like a Tuesday night. It's a good Tuesday night for having a pint and something. So I'm pretty excited about that. I haven't been another thing is with the lockdown, we've been in lockdown for the with the COVID regulations for quite some time now, and they just reopened Canada, or Ontario, I guess, our province. I endorse that activity. Yes, thank you for that endorsement. I will take it to heart, and I will take advantage of that endorsement. So it's kind of we went out to we reopened, I think, January 31st. So we've been open about 10 days. I think I've gone out once to the restaurant, and we took my cousin, our other mod, the Rose Garden, to a restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant, and it was the first time she'd been there. And man, sometimes you get like really good food and you get really crappy service. Sometimes you get really good service and you get really crappy food. And the rare times you get both. Well, it wasn't a rare time, unfortunately. The service was kind of mediocre, but I mean, with a place like that, there was that restaurant is kind of notorious for a lot of turnover, and so it wasn't really that bad service. It was just kind of like, regular sort of thing. Nothing to write home about. She did check on our meal and such. So that was kind of nice. But just definitely not going out of the way. I would choose crappy food with good service over the inverse. Yeah. So I gotta say, I lived in the South for a little bit, and there was, I also lived in the northeastern United States. I lived in Connecticut. And just the quality and friendliness of service, like one place is kind of like, yeah, what do you want, and the other place is, welcome to our establishment. We're really happy to have you. Is there anything we can get you while we're seating? Would you like a sweet tea? And for real, it was a major difference in it is, and I love it. You know what I miss too, Billy? I miss the barbecue restaurants. Like, Lake City, where I was living, had a couple of them, or three, and both were amazing. Like there were two that were great, and then there was one that was kind of like almost like a food stand. Connecticut is where I'm located, but I grew up in Alabama, so that's cool. So, and yes, it is. You're in North Carolina. You know what I don't miss what I can't miss when I stop in North Carolina on my way, north and south? Pralines. There's this one stop. I think it's actually in South Carolina, but there's like a stop, and it's this kind of shop, and the whole damn store, half of it is like a bakery, and they have pralines. I think it's Waltersburg or something like that in South Carolina. But when I hit North Carolina, the Peach Farm. Okay, that might be it. But man, when I hit North Carolina, I'm like, oh, I love the interstate. There's finally restaurants that are cool. That are not just McDonald's or Burger King or, like whatever. And yeah, so that is an exciting part of that trip to me. It's like the halfway point, you know, of course. Usually stop in I believe it's called Rocky Mount, I think, is the place. That's kind of like one of the stops that we make in North Carolina. But I love taking that Richmond bypass too, you know, just speeding the way. It's almost like it wants you to get there faster from that point on, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, so just anyway, quality of service. I'm totally I'm totally getting that, and I'm glad you guys are too. So just so you know, Osirin, I was in Mystic. I actually worked in Mystic, Connecticut. I was the director of a recovery residence located in Mystic for folks recovering from addictions. So I do like Connecticut. Don't get me wrong. Like there's definitely a charm about the place, and you're in the Northeast, you know, like the big Northeast. It's kind of like the place to be, right? Like you're you know, a couple hours from New York City. You're 20 minutes from Mystic. So in which direction are you? Like westerly side, or are you you know, heading toward like Bridgeport or like New London sort of thing? Or I'm kind of curious because I got to know the area pretty well, and I will say this. I will say the Gales Ferry. Okay, Gales Ferry. They closed down my favorite barbecue place because of the crime that came in the area. Oh, what a loss! You know, that's like, crime hurts everybody, you know. And maybe I'm being a little facetious here, but at the same time, like, you know, you hate to lose food over crime. Like, you know, this is kind of like going real. This rabbit hole is real, folks. We're getting into a real rabbit hole. But I do watch the Philadelphia. I think it's Philadelphia CBS News we get up here in Canada, just with our package. That's kind of the CBS Evening News. And holy crap, there's this dude. There's this place. I think it's called like Phil's Steakhouse or something like that. I swear, in the 2 months that I watched the news regularly, like this fall, there were like 3 murders in the place in like Phil's Steakhouse. So I was like, holy smoke, what a dangerous place. You know, the worst thing that can happen in Canada is that they take away your you know, the thing that you like most on the menu. That's quite common, and it is a crime, but that is like the worst that happens here. So yeah, so just you know, crime in an area, or crime, like I will admit, like I even like going to the Waffle House, you know, for breakfast and whatnot. And some people think the Waffle House is dangerous. Maybe so, because I think I actually read that there was like just a verdict came down off of, you know, like a murder that was committed at the Waffle House. But I mean, I liked it. It felt like home. It felt like a diner, you know. It was just like good chat at the. I sat right up in the front too, like right up in on the counter sort of thing to have my meal. And so you got to hear all the people who were cooking, like, chat and, you know, talk about stuff. And it was just a real cool thing. So one of my favorite barbecue restaurants in Alabama. The server was packing a revolver last time I was there. Still the best restaurants in town. Oh, the South, you know, the glorious South. So I will say this, you know, like I don't want to. One of the things I really don't want to get into in you know, on the stream is like religion and politics, you know, because it just leads down a rabbit hole. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't like to sway people. I just, you know, I have my own beliefs, but I don't. You know, I'm just kind of like I like kind of playing neutral. And as a teacher, you really had to. But, you know, being a Canadian, and, you know, like with our gun laws, we have a long rifle law, but it's kind of like a we're just a bunch of hunters up here. Unless you live in the city, like the large cities, like Toronto, for example, has 3 million people. You know, and yeah, it's just a good thing, you know. So we're kind of like, you know, it's a good string for that. It's rated PG too, and sometimes things can get a little heated. So, and I've seen actually things get flying off the handle. But well, thanks, Swimmeroo. Thanks for letting me know that. So but you know, I was down south, and, you know, like I was talking to my friends, and you know, like they born and raised sort of thing, and like I always ask them, like, why do you, you know, why do you feel the need to, like, they came up for my wedding, and they were like, should we bring the handgun? You know, and I said, you know, you'll lose it. Like, they confiscate the handguns at the border here in Canada. So, you know, and then they were like, oh, you guys don't have handguns? And it's like, really, no. But then again, you know, we're a country that was kind of like just had, like, you know, we were just kind of awarded freedom. We didn't have to fight for it. It was just kind of like a good behavior thing. And you know, like I said, I don't really want to get too into the teeth of it, but you know, it's part of being an American. It is part of the Constitution, and whether or not it's like, you know, it's dated, that's something I don't want to get into. But the point is that, like, it is legally part of, you know, like, the American people and how that country was born. And I love the U.S. I honestly do. There are many things I like more than my own country here, and I'm just dying to move back down south at some point, especially because of the weather. I mean, you don't have to shovel sunshine, you know, but at the same time, it's kind of a, you know, it's kind of one of those things that it just took me a while to get used to, and we had some good talks about it, you know, by the campfire and whatnot, about you know, about gun control and why some people think, you know, people around me practice their range firing in their guns. Yeah, it's definitely a different world, especially like in the rural areas, you know, where you're out in kind of the middle of nowhere, and you know, you can just, you know, use your own yard as kind of a shooting range sort of thing. That's a totally unique concept. We have, because we have gun clubs and we don't really have handguns. I mean, you can get them up here. You just have to have a special permit to carry them. And actually, so, you know, inside information, Basilla has that permit, so Basilla can carry a gun. So I'm on a good behavior thing here, you know, just saying I'm not a cheater, not, you know, tell the truth and, you know, live on this, because she can legally carry one of those guns. So anyway, on that aside, it's yeah, it's just kind of a neat change, neat way of life. So, all right. So now, just so you know, I'm gonna pose a riddle soon. I feel the need of a riddle. I did some work on the stream. I'm hoping that things are available. But I actually got these things for channel points, where you can, you know, first of all, I added the channel points, so now there's Steely coins. If they look familiar to the Lotro community, oh, I just kind of blipped out there. Then that's because they are. They are kind of a photoshopped, slightly edited version of Lord of the Rings Online's Mithril coins. So there's that. And okay, so another thing is like, okay, I put these things up there. You know, my cousin and my mod, the Rose Garden, was here. I'm just checking to see if I'm missing any quests here. Master of the Ruins. I never got the Master of the Ruins. All those whites, and I never got them. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna go back in there actually after I turn in this book quest. So I think I can get them on the second time around. Anyway, so I added these points. Now, do you think it's too much? Oh, there's a shard dropper. Do you think they're too high? Do you think the total rewards are too high? Do you think I should lower them? My thinking is that, like, you know, I'm just not really, like, I basically hang out in one other person's channel quite often. I don't really follow a whole big variety of streamers, and it just seems like I always have channel points when I need them, like if I want to redeem them for something fun or silly or, you know, whatnot. But I think I may have like priced people out, and I may adjust those costs. But anyway, so at least there's stuff. So a couple of them are fetch the cats. Another, I believe, is get my teacher's opinion on anything you wish. You know, like if you had anything you were kind of on the fence and you wanted, you know, an opinion or advice on, that was kind of a facetious offer of mine. So I got fetch Diesel. Diesel is the my main dude. He's my main cat, and then there's Riley, who, you know, I secretly really like the cat. I do. It's just kind of a fun thing with my with my fam. Cost me relative so much I want to do the thing. Yeah. Okay. So that's fair. Because sometimes it's just like, you know, I didn't and I didn't know this, you know, I'm kind of like still a noob at this sort of thing. So so I didn't know that you could set a cooldown so that it's not like, you know, like every 5 minutes, you know, I'm running off and getting a cat. So it's kind of like a one stream appearance, that sort of thing. So that's something new. And then I think I've got like talking barbarian voice, and that's kind of something that's just funny. Sometimes I just kind of break into it anyway. I do have a champion on this server that I named Grognak, and Grognak is named after well, Grognak is a character from Fallout 76 series of comic books called Grognak the Adventurer, Grognak the Barbarian, and he's based of course upon Conan. Now Conan's one of my favorite things. I'm a huge Conan fan. I like the Robert E. Howard stuff, like from way back. You know, I've read all of the Chronicles, and you know, one thing I missed out on is there was a lot of comic books come out in the 80s, like, and I wasn't really into Conan then because they were a little bit more expensive than like Spider-Man comics. They were almost like graphic novels before they were. So, anyway, so you know, and of course Conan was played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in like the 2 movies from the 80s, and you know, and there was a remake, but I just don't find the remake was quite as satisfying. But so you know, I can break out and I can do some things in that voice. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna do a riddle now. I think just kind of a break the ice riddle. Let's see. Just because I feel kind of guilty on you know, just like riddles on demand. So I do plan on making 2 or 3 of them during the stream. So, okay, so here's the first one, guys. First riddle of the day. Has feathers, but can't fly. Rests on legs, but can't walk. What is it? Has feathers, but can't fly. Rests on legs, but can't walk. What is it? So that's the warm-up riddle, folks. That's the warm-up stuff right there. All right, so a pillow. Pillows don't rest on legs usually, Osirin, but you're on the right track. Let's just put it to you that way. You are on the right track. I think another thing, Swimmer the Roo. Swimmer the Roo, you're back. But did you catch the riddle? Did you hear the riddle that was posed in chat? Apparently, did the Crabine Slayer deed? No. Okay. I'll read it out once more for you. A chair? No, not a chair. Not a chair, although that is also kind of on the right track, because I guess chairs can be, you know, like... Anyway, I'll read it again. This has feathers, but can't fly. It rests on legs, but can't walk. What is it? That is the riddle. So we've had a couple guesses. A pillow, on the right track. A chair, kind of... Osirin... I'll accept that. I will. The correct answer that I was looking for was a mattress. But I would say like a feather bed is the same as saying like a mattress. It's just kind of maybe a terminology. So yes, well done. First riddle of the day. Osirin, you're up. Now, another thing I'd like to do is, and I know mods can do this. This is, at least I know, I think it can be done. So, you haven't missed anything. Your timing is perfect, Rose Garden. It's perfect. Why? Because I need you. You missed one riddle, and Osirin got it. It was pretty cool. Now, my question is can you know how, although mattresses don't consider feathers anymore, as far as I know, yeah, it's just, you know, it's one of those, like, I was reading Tolkien the other day, and they said, you know, oh, I miss my feather beds from Bag End. You know, and it's like, oh, you know, I that kind of takes you back. I know they still make feather pillows. Like, I actually had one as recently as like you know, a few weeks back, but I don't think they make feather beds anymore. I don't. Burglar. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent, welcome to the stream, Rose Garden. Welcome, Swimmeroo. Welcome everybody who just may have found their way. You know, maybe you're just kind of finishing your day and you're getting home and you're turning on the stream, or maybe you've just sat down with that favorite game. Doesn't really matter. You are definitely welcome here, and I am thrilled to see you. But I have a question. My question is, yes, so that was my another, you know, the rabbit hole that I was going down. Can you award channel points? You know how on the other stream, I know there's a mod. His name starts with an M and ends with an ilch. Anyway, I know Milch can dole out channel points. One of the things that I thought would be really cool is if we could dole out channel points for correct riddles. You know, so if someone redeems the, you know, gets Steely, yes, but that is with a program we can set up. Oh, okay. So let's put that on the list here. I'm just gonna make a note. Channel point set up rewards, because I'd like to do that. I think Stream Elements, that's what it's called. Okay. So I think there's a few other things that we want to do with Stream Elements, and that's like the you know, where if someone hits a button, it plays a little video. Like I wanted to do the one with, you know, with if you ask a riddle, you have a little. Oh my goodness, Miskin TV, welcome to the stream and thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Really appreciate that. And we need to set up the lurk command. Okay, that's another thing, because I don't think the lurks are working. The lurks aren't working. But anyway, Miskin TV, I hope you're having fun. Hope you enjoy the channel and you want to come back for some more. It's a real casual channel, just playing Lotro for the most part, and yeah, right on. We ask some riddles. There's some rewards in the channel. I gotta tell you guys. If you well, we don't have Stream Elements set up, so okay, so we can't do that. So we got to do it. We got to do it at some point. Maybe I'll go pick you up on Thursday and we'll do it or something. So, anyway, one thing. When we can set it. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah. So I've got some really good dad jokes. That redeem a dad joke from Steely. There's some gold in here. Let me tell you. I have an agreement. I have an agreement with a friend of mine who's also Swimmeroo's stepfather, and I am going the wrong way, folks. I need to be going over back toward that ruin. He is the local master of dad jokes. Now there are masters of dad jokes. I love all the new redeems. Yes, it's pretty cool. So we were just talking, Rose, about how maybe it's getting a little too pricey though. You think I priced them a little too high? You think I should drop them down a little bit? Just because I was pricing them, and I know we did some of it when we were here. It's like, what do you think about this? Yeah, that's good, sort of thing. But at the same time, I was reading this thing. It's like, if you stay in a channel for 1 hour, you stay in the channel for 1 hour, you get like 800 points. So it's like, well, that's enough to highlight a message, 1 hour. But anyway, so I do feel like maybe we have to come down. Some of them, yes, the others no. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, so whoever, I'm just putting it out there. I know dad jokes are kind of a controversial item, especially among my moderators. Moderators are big time groaners. They do not they are not too thrilled. All right, Billy. Catfish Billy has redeemed the first dad joke from Steely. I love it. All right, so here it comes. Okay. So, a cheese factory exploded in France. Debris was everywhere. Oh! Debris was everywhere. Cheese factory exploded in France. Debris was everywhere. Oh my. That's gold right there. There's some good stuff. Anyway, hope you guys get a kick out of these. Yeah, there's some on here that I haven't heard, and like, I'm also a dad, and I also have my own kind of, strange humor, but the dad jokes kind of are something that I like using, but I can't master. Like, maybe I tell a good joke, but coming up with them is a little bit difficult. So, But anyway, I have that. Now I have a supplier. So you guys are all in trouble. In the dad joke department, so. Okay, so I'm looking for Gaunt Lords here. I think there's one more over here. Oh no. Oh yes, these are good. So anyway, welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream, everyone, and hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's actually looking up. My Tuesday, as I was getting into earlier, was a very clumsy day. I've kind of had falls. My burglar eliminates the Gaunt Lords. So yes, so I'll tell you why here, Siren. I'll go through my progression just on the Gaunt Lords. So I'm gonna go into stealth. Okay, so you use sneak. Okay, so when you're in stealth, when you attack from behind and you have a higher crit chance as well due to like trading a certain way, you can really magnify crits. Okay, so another thing that you can do when you're a burglar, this is kind of like a captain, point where you're putting a mark on something. This is the burglar equivalent. It's called reveal weakness. Okay, so what it does is it increases your incoming damage to them, and it takes away their like finesse resistance, their critical defense, and their resistance. So basically anything that you have on your weapon, it'll hit harder. So you want to put that on. Okay, so now I've got 2 debuffs on them. Now, if they're facing away from you, they can turn around, as you know, like this bile spewer just kind of like, came and went. So if you hit the diversion, you can make sure that for about 10 seconds, they will look away from you. Okay, so I'm going to hit that. This next skill is aim. Okay, and this bile spewer is getting in the way. This next skill is aim. Aim guarantees a crit. So, and because I passed through him, I kind of broke stealth. Oh, and now I'm back to tab targeting. Oh boy, it's all going pear-shaped, folks. Try to put on a good demonstration, and it's just all gone. All gone. Actually, it's not too bad. I think we'll be fine. There's also a good number of holy poop skills for a burglar, where you can actually get morale and such. I didn't even have to go into potions or anything, and I didn't have to use touch and go. Touch and go is a miracle worker. But yeah, so if you use all of those, they really eliminate, those landscape big mobs. And another thing that you can do, I'll demonstrate it here because the only thing that isn't cooldown is my aim. I'll go through kind of the cycle of progression here. I won't do it on those two, but there might be I think there's one right here. Yeah, okay. So here, we're going to put this on him. We're going to turn him around with diversion. We're going to go up to the back, and you can stabby, and then you can quickly put a fellowship maneuver on, move to the back side, and away you go. So it's a very quick kill. Another thing is when you come out of stealth, this is cunning attack. This is my bread and butter starting skill. I use this in raids. I use this in every instance. I start with cunning attack, basically because on a regular hit, I'm level 28 and I'm doing 79 common damage every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. So I get a little tick. If I have a crit, then it's 110, and if I devastate, it's 140. And these are all the bleeds eliminate a lot more. They have a lot more damage dealing when you're stealth. So it does make a huge difference, like which direction you're facing, and if you're stealth or not. But the the trick is like the burglar at low levels. The burglar is fun. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many situations where with a regular character, you may have to fight your way through it. With a burglar, you can sneak. I can sneak by these 2 guys right here. No, I can't because they emanate an aura. So make a liar out of me right here. And I think there's the master. I think the master of Nandili is coming. No, that's a deadly bile spewer. I'm trying to find this master of Nandili. He's normally pathing around here. So these guys all have an aura, so it's a little bit difficult to kind of, demonstrate what I'm talking about, or get the jump on them, I guess. But you have a number of weapons at your disposal. Of course, like you have crowd control, so you can riddle something, and then just to kind of like do one of those, take out the ad, get yourself set up, debuff, and go in for the kill. Now, as you notice, another nice thing. Hey, Big Boosh! Big Boosh is raiding with a party of 6. Welcome to the stream, Big Boosh. Thank you very much for the raid. This isn't the first time you've raided me, and I really appreciate it. I really do. I am not using normal quest gear. That's another secret. Okay, so this is all tailor-made crit gear from my other crafters. I don't have any other boosts. I didn't buy any like stat boosters from this or anything. And Lee's Critto, welcome back. Welcome back. That's all I gotta say. And Big Boosh, love the channel, man. Love the support. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I really appreciate it. You know, it's just this little stream is just kind of a labor of love, but it's pretty awesome. I have nothing like. I have nothing but good feelings about doing this sort of thing. I don't do it very often, and it is just kind of like I had a lot to say, and I felt like I was kind of help I'm being repressed, you know, by the COVID thing, and you know I like to teach, and you know this allows me to do it. But when you guys are doing these raids and stuff, that's amazing. That's truly awesome. I never in my wildest dreams expected to be like, you know, oh, so and so has raided. Like, what is that? You know, like I didn't even know what a raid was when I first started. So, but yeah, so I do have a lot of cool gear. As far as the just recently was in Nandili myself on my warden, as it happens. Not here for long, but one. Hey, Geeks Tavern, yeah, welcome back, welcome back. Dog Milk as well, welcome to the stream. I like those little mouse emotes. I'm actually working on book 2 right now. So as you can see, it's book 2, chapter 10, Breeders. I'm just getting the Gaunt Men. But this is kind of a cool little thing. This is a Hobbit Burglar that I basically rolled for the stream. He was with me on episode 1. And so it's kind of neat. I was kind of deviating and playing a Guardian, and I played some I did some Moria on my main, which was also a Burglar, but like, you know, that Burglar is kind of tricked out for raiding. But this is kind of like a more of a labor. But when you build a Burg, just a couple of things that I'd like to kind of comment on, and I still can't find this master. He's missing in action. So one thing you'll notice about the Burglar is, now with all my characters, I usually keep the standard. Oh, let's see here. Was doing a quest for Tom Bombadil in the Barrow Downs, and I realized I was heavily under-leveled for it. Whites kicked my... Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's also... Oh, man. There's also that cave in the Barrow Downs with this Bargus that has, like, 10,000 morale at level 20. You know, like, I don't really know why they didn't scale him back when they scaled back all the other... Executioner of the Wicked Deeds, but that was definitely a major oversight. So, but yeah, so just so you notice, with the Burglar, I kind of organize my characters all the same way. I have like my potions on the top row. You won't really see anything unusual there except for Burglar's Antidote, which is kind of like a cure-all, so I put it there. Then I've got my Safe Fall skill up near my hips, which is my kind of my 2 Holy Poop skills. That is for a small fellowship, that Bargus. Yes, for sure. For sure. Oh, he's coming. I see him. Alright, I'm going to go into stealth here. So on the second row, I've got my Interrupt, which is my Adel. I usually put my Interrupts here. So I got like a Boot. I have Clobber on my champion. I kind of like this spot for Interrupts. Then I've got my... Whoa. I've got my Ranged Pull. I've got Respawns. That's what I've got. I've got my Ranged Pull here with Throw Knife. Adel is also a Ranged Pull. My corruption remover is there. Eek. Got him. Alright, there's a bleed. I'm gonna see if I can see how much that bleed is. 144 and 113. It's got 2 bleeds, so 250 damage or so every 2 seconds with that bleed. The Master of Nandili can take a long time to show up. I don't know what he's doing. He's like roaming around. You know, he's like some hobo that's just kind of ready to murder you when you go in. Yeah, so or unless you're a bear, that is true. That is true, Silmaria. Bears are fun. Definitely like fantastic solo class. So that's Maria. I had to sneak in the murder hobo. So so I'm just about to kill this last white here. I should interrupt this because I can, because I'm a burglar. And you always have this. You can always exploit opening. And then it gets you about 2 seconds of free hits You know, so that's a nice thing. Anyway, the whole point is I have a few skills there. I have a wave because I like to wave at people, so I kind of just, you know, like put that on my thing. There's my burgle, like in burgle people. I'd hide too if my existence was being killed over and over again by and he's been around for a long time too, that master of Nandili. So you aren't lying. But then if you look at these two rows right here, so you've got, this is my reveal weakness, so this is kind of a mark. Then you've got your sneak. Then you've got diversion, addle. These are all skills that can only be used like once and have a long cooldown. That's why I have them here. Riddle, crowd control, stun dust, cooldown a minute. And then you've got your emergency skills. So you got knives out. Now, knives out is good. You take less damage as a whole, but at the same time, you can block, parry, or evade. So you do still take damage. This is the gold one right here, touch and go. If you're ever in trouble as a Burg, hit touch and go. It restores half of your health. So if you're down to like, you know, 500 morale, it'll go half. Whereabouts in Middle Earth is this? I'm a massive noob to this game and MMOs in general. This is in the Lone Lands, Big Boosh. I'll bring up the map. So just as far as Middle Earth goes, you come from Breeland, you end up at the Forsaken Inn here, then you do some quests down here, and I'm getting attacked. One sec here. Let me just get out of danger. Okay. You know what? I'm a burglar. I can just hide too. All right. So I'll bring up the map here. So then here's Weathertop. So if you're wondering where, you know, in Middle Earth you are, yeah. So you got the Midgewater Marshes that are on the left that lead to the Forsaken Inn. And then you've got Weathertop. Then you've got this kind of central area. There's a bunch of spiders here. There's some deadly dwarves down here. And then you've got the main quest hub in the Lone Lands, which is called Oscaruth. So there's a lot of hubs there. And then this is almost, see, this character here has basically gone from the Shire through Bree all the way through the Lone Lands now and is going into the Trollshaws next. I'm kind of skipping, you know, like doing things kind of the way they're supposed to be done. You know, where you may want to go to the North Downs, you may want to go to Evendim. For this stream and this character, I'm gonna kind of follow the Fellowship and just see how it goes. So so I'm almost to the last bridge. And this is kind of north. There's an instance up here called Gartha Garwin too. It's actually the main instance cluster of this this area. So that's where in Middle Earth we are. Haven't played this character for some time. I can't remember the last time I broke out the Burglar. But yeah, it's fun to get back into it. That's for sure. So anyway, so and those are for level 32. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think the quest that I'm doing right now, I'm still kind of on level. So these are level 29, but then in the Trollshaws, you start to get into the 32 to 35 when you first set foot in there. So, there is that kind of level. So, so I'm just gonna go and turn this one in. Anyway, getting back to the Burg. So I've got these kind of like holy poop things going on here. Now here are my offensive skills. Well, look who it is. Look who it is. It's Manbear J. Welcome to the stream, my friend. It's going great. It's going really well. The day was kind of interesting. I had an interesting day. Not in a good way, but just in a very human way. I had a clumsy day. And but welcome to the stream. Well, look at this. Hey, subscribe subscribe for 2 months. Fantastic. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate that. Thanks for doing that. That's really awesome. I'm hoping that you actually get a little ring, because I have you see the Rose Garden and you see Swimmeroo, they've got these little rings for subscribers. I think I got a new ring. Okay, yeah, all right. Good stuff. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so it's been kind of a clumsy day. I have my first badge set in. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I think that's the founder badge, right? The first badge, I think that's one of the founder badges. So that's pretty awesome. So anyway, just to finish this thought before it becomes an unfinished tale, and then we'll get back. So my skills, my actual offensive skills, there's like cunning attack, feint, double-edged strike, which only opens up on a crit. Feint only usually opens up it's activated by double-edged strike, so that's kind of interesting. Then I've got surprise strike, then I've got subtle stab. So as far as The I guess the skill set goes, Burglar is very easy to rotate through. You almost need more skills. Like, there's not the bloat of minstrels or you know, like a lot of other classes. So it's kind of a cool class if you're really interested in just kind of keeping things simple. They streamlined a lot of stuff when they redid the class a few years ago, and it's a pleasure to play. The only issue I have with this, let me just see if I have Terror in the Sky, Ostruth. Okay, that's the only other quest I have to bring back. So the only other issue I have about the Burglar is that I just mentioned that they did a complete class revamp just a few years ago, and they really, because Burglar was like an ignored class. Look at this guy. Look at how high that guy's flying. I don't know if you can see him flying across the top of my screen there, but that may be like an eagle rather than a Krebine. Anyway, and of course I just get shot, but so they boosted the Burglar DPS, and they streamlined the skills. They made Redline very, very lethal as far as your damage goes, and with the addition of a couple of, like, I guess, gear sets in the Moria instance cluster, I was going into tier 2 Dol Guldur, like the 12-person raid, and with one skill, this one skill right here, Double-Edged Strike, it has 2 attacks, and right now I'm doing 269 to 329, 234 to 2. With crit, I was doing about 10,000 damage per hit. It was like between 8 and 10,000 depending on crit and devastate, and it was awesome. It was like, you know, almost broken. I was out DPSing hunters. The only person who could out DPS me when I was built like that back then was a warden, and that was over time. In short bursts, like, I guess, parse DPS, I really don't want to get into that kind of like language, but in short bursts, my DPS was like unparalleled. But then the warden would catch up with bleeds and such with the warden DPS. So definitely a cool class. And then they nerfed it. They reined in the DPS, rightfully so, I guess, because in some cases it was ridiculous just how much damage I was doing. So they reined it in. But they did leave the, like, I'm still effective enough where, you know, like, I could fill a DPS role in a raid or in an instance, and there's a lot more you can do than just DPS too. Like, you've got your Addle, which is it increases their induction, so it's kind of like a lore master skill that does the same thing. You've got your Mark, which can actually increase your incoming damage, and you've got bleeds, you've got crowd control. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. You've got stun dust. And if you trade yellow in raids, you've actually got a whole lot of riddles that are like a series of debuffs that are really fun, that you can really, really impact a raid with. So I still love the Burglar, and it's nice to kind of get back in the saddle on him. Although one thing, I am not part of a kinship right now with this Burglar, and I think it's just because, well, I know my friend Gondo was on earlier, but he wasn't able to bring me in. So at some point in time, we'll have to bring Jubilost into the flatulent flautists. Okay, so Book 2, Chapter 10. So I just found some sigils from the Gauntmen. They bear the mark of Ivar the Bloodhand. He is a boss in a 3-person instance in Gartha Garwin. He's a powerful lord of Gauntmen and is dangerous and vile creature. It is he who is behind the corruption of the Red Swamp. So why would a creature such as Ivar travel so far from Angmar? Power, perhaps, but what drew him here?
I have a task for you.
So we're going to find out. This land was the site of many battles in the past. Some say the swamp takes its name from the blood of fallen men that stains the earth red, but my knowledge of the swamp's history is limited. I do know of a man named Eric, a wise man of the Eaglein, although only by reputation. He is a stone speaker, a scholar who studies the stones and collects knowledge from their markings. Eric knows much of the local lore. Travel to him and ask for his help. He currently dwells south of here and beyond Talithgon. I know where he is, so we'll go track him down. So that's the next step here. There's also some quests down there that I picked up that I could get some troll killing action going in there. One called Galrip, are passed in stone, and pursued by the past. We got those 3. So Okay. Oh, and it looks like I have another quest here from Frederick the Elder. It seems every time you walk out, you get a new quest here. The Stone Speaker. Okay. Talk to Eric, the Stone Speaker. Coincidentally, it's the same place we're going for the main book quest, so that's cool. So, hope you're having a good time so far on that stream. It's a pretty chill stream. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of things that I want to discuss, too, in the stream, other than just the burglar, but I hope you got something out of that burglar talk, so... Okay, gonna hit you guys with another riddle. All right, I know you can buy one, but I'm gonna hit you with a complimentary one. I will be dropping these even with the channel point buy. So here's one. I may be made of metal, bone, or wood, and have many teeth. My bite hurts no one though, and the ladies love me. What am I? I may be made of metal, bone, or wood, and have many teeth. My bite hurts no one, and the ladies love me. What am I? So that's riddle number 2. Oh, Siren actually got riddle number 1, and it kind of prompted a whole discussion about having reward channel points for riddle answers, which I am 100% in favor of. So Rose and I are going to work on that. And... yeah, so this is a long ride, actually. I'm going to go down and I'm going to do a few of the trolls first. So I have a little bit of time. I have a little bit of time to talk here. So I'm going to cover a couple things that just kind of, you know, crossed my mind. I got an email today. I got an email in my Yahoo, or not Yahoo, in my Gmail account because I used that account as an email from the last time I bought flowers. Okay, so basically I think I bought Bacilla. Breaking out the big boy, are we? Okay, let's interrupt that story. I will go find Diesel. I will be right back, so give me one moment here. Take the headset off. There he is. There is the big fellow. So let's put the headset back on. And everybody say hi to the D's. Diesel is the bigger of the two tabbies of the household. He's a big orange fellow. Very, very easygoing. Loves his victuals, loves his food. You can kind of do whatever you want to him within reason. And there he is. So he is lonesome. He has been hanging out a lot with Bacilla, and he cries when she goes to work, and so he was just sleeping in his favorite chair in the kitchen. He sometimes kind of sleeps beside me on this chair, but and if I'm out of breath, it's because this cow weighs 22 pounds. He's a big fella. So hey Stream. Hi. Alright, so there's Diesel, there's his appearance, and hope y'all... I'll give you a nice big close-up of the big fella. Oh, there he is, alright. Okay, off you go. You can go back, or you can stay here, it doesn't matter. Your box is here too, so... You gonna stay? You gonna go? Anyway, so thanks for redeeming that, Jay. That's a 1 per stream redeem, so that's a pretty cool redeem. Have Steely use the barbarian voice. Oh, look at who's redeeming all the things here. All right, so what I'll do is I'll save this for when I'm at the trolls. So basically, I'm gonna do a quest. I'm gonna hunt trolls, and I'm gonna use the barbarian voice. So I was talking a little bit earlier about that barbarian voice and just but I just sat down. No, this might be easy actually. This might be easy if you want to see something cool. I'll see if he'll do it. This might be why it's worth 2,500 too. Okay, 1 second. You're here. You've been summoned. Come on. Come on. Oh, just like that, folks. We got the Riley. We've got the other one. We've got the Gray Tabby. Now, Riley loves whistles. You can basically whistle, and he will like immediately perk up. And yeah. See, that's you on there. That's you on the screen. So he is. He's Riley. We also call him Riley the Roo. He can really have a face that really like gets annoyed. You can tell when Riley's not liking what you're doing. But yeah. So those are our two. Diesel's 22 pounds. And Riley's about 16, but the thing about Riley is that he's a smaller cat. So, he's kind of pound for pound. He's a big chunker. So, now the cats aren't, like, they lie down a lot like a lot of the cats, but they don't exclusively. So, there's Riley. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at them. So that's Riley and Diesel. And, They sometimes get along. I am just covered in cat hair now. This is an unforeseen issue, but honestly, it's not a big one because I'm just in here anyway. So, Silmarie, you had that one that was 35 pounds. Yeah. when those cats rub against you, you can really... So that's almost like Diesel and Riley combined. Those darn cats, man. Like, I've only ever seen... I think the biggest cat I ever saw was 33 or 32. And, those are some big kitties. So, yeah. So, where was I going? So we're gonna use the barbarian voice for that one, but he was a tuxedo cat. I was a boarder when I was starting my own business. I boarded in the city that I was building it in just until I found my own place, and I never knew what the tuxedo cat kind of referred to until I met that cat. His name was Benjamin, and he was a gray tabby, but I don't even know if tabby is the right description. He had those big circles on his sides that kind of like looked like targets, and they were squirrels, big dark circles. And he was a gray and black cat, but he had like a little bow tie marking right at the top, right under his neck. He was actually so sweet, and he was a chunker too. So I like big cats. I'm a big fan of big cats. So I'm not like, never trust a skinny cat, but a cat should look like they're comfortable. Life is good. So, okay, so we're about to start this quest. So, I have to. Let me take some water here. That was some crazy water. I have to defeat Galrip, and then I have to collect etched stones 3 and defeat trolls in the Harlog area. So let's start. It could have been the water. Could have been the water, but it's interfering with my barbarian buzz. Let's see. So that's one troll of 5. I know where Galrip is. Nowhere near here. Okay, sorry about that. That water kind of went down the wrong thing. His name was Boo. Geeks Tavern. I'm off, guys. Have a good evening. Thanks, Geeks Tavern. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate the stop by and the shout out. That was some. That was some nice stuff there. So, so you said his name was Boo, but we called him Big Buddha Boy. That is a big Buddha fella. All right, another troll. This would be 3 if he drops the stone. That's 3. 2 more. 2 more to go. 4. 1 more. Then Galrip must find him. Diesel is a big Buddha, that's for sure. That's for sure. so searching for Galrip here. I think that's him. No. One thing that struck me about this area quite often is the fact that it was always so quiet. You know, there's no real music playing as you're kind of in here. You hear the swamp ambiance, but that's about it. Now, whereabouts? Yeah, I'm in the right area. There he is. There's Galrip! Alright, let's use all the burglar things. Provided this diversion. And now his death will be as meaningless as his life. Down goes Galrip. And that'll be the end of that. Alright, so... Oh, Jay, you're hitting... You're spending all those points. So that was the Redeem the Barbarian, boys. Unfortunately, my water kind of went down the wrong hole on the way down. But, yes. Whoa! Okay, give me 1 second. I'll just get out of trouble with these trolls here. And, I've got some good ones, I gotta tell you. Swimmer, were you here for the last one? I think Rose Garden was here. The earlier dad joke that I used in the stream, I'm not sure if you were here for the first one. Okay, so here goes. This is a good one. I gotta admit, there's some really good ones on here. So, okay, dad joke number 2 for the stream, folks. When my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. When my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. That is the dad joke. Number 2 of the stream. Attendance just on drops, but I love those dad jokes. I really do. I think the reason that I didn't laugh out loud at that one, because it was good, is I actually told it to Basila last night. And she was kind of entertained by the fact that I was making myself laugh more than she was laughing. So crickets from the audience here, crickets from the stream. I really like that dad joke. I really did. Hope you all did too. Just got to figure out where I'm going. Oh boy, this guy needs barrow treasures for rep. Okay. So yes, so when my wife told me to stop impersonating a flamingo, I had to put my foot down. Okay, enough of that. So let's get back to some discussion that I was going to have here. Let me see here. I got a white chasing me, so. So I got an email, and I was telling you guys, and I got an email from the flower shop, and it was the last time I ordered flowers. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to solicit my business a week before Valentine's Day. Therapist, what's the problem? Wife, he won't stop quoting the Lord of the Rings. Husband, I feel... Wife, stop it. Therapist, no, let him speak. Husband, I feel thin. Almost stretched like butter scraped over too much bread. That's awesome. Oh boy. That is the first Lord of the Rings dad joke that I have heard, Jake. I'm impressed. That would be like worth channel points if I could do that thing. Okay, so Stone Speaker, the Dead Told Secrets, Great Terror, Secrets. So I'm not gonna get too into the Valentine's Day thing, but I'm just gonna relate a couple of stories. So Dead Man's Challenge. You can learn many things from the dead, but there is one troublesome shade called Emmeline that resists all attempts at communication. Perhaps you may succeed where I have not. Emmeline is difficult. He's bound by pride and deems the living beneath contempt. If you can prove yourself to him, this might grant you enough status in his eyes that he will lend you aid. Beware when you try to speak to him. He will try to win your trust with pleasant words, then send you off to your doom. Okay. Oh, and there's another quest here. Oh, just the Stone Speaker.
What can I do
okay.
for you?
Cool. Getting close to leveling up. Getting close. Oh, and this is a Gartha Garwin quest, the Shattered Past. So that's one. Yeah, so the so I got the email and I was like, okay, you know, I'll get some flowers. Basila's not in the stream right now, so I'm all good. I'll get some flowers and Thou drawest breath, and thou dost wish to speak with me. Thou art not like the man. He is stone wise and knows the secret of this land. But even then, okay. Wisdom will be thine if thou art proved worthy. Dost thou face my warriors? If thou art the victor, I will... There's a lot of thou arts here. Fail, and thou shalt not see the light of another day. Wow. Okay. So, you know, one of the things I'm kind of conflicted, you know, because Valentine's Day I've always felt is just a day of unrealistic expectations. And that comes from, like, you know, all the way back when I was, like, a teen with my first girlfriend. I was just like, what do I do? The stress is real, you know. And thou art alive to still draw breath, though ragged and coarse it be. Maybe that's me after not getting a Valentine's Day gift. Rest thyself and hearken unto me. Terrible deeds I have done in the name of the kings of old. While evil corrupted this land, my men and I stood by and did nothing, ignoring our charge. Now the Red Maid serves Angmar, something we swore to prevent. Iarwain Benedar, also known as Tom Bombadil, cursed us to live as half-dead. Such was our failure. So Iarwain Benedar actually cursed these people. Tom Bombadil just laid the old smackdown with a curse, and these people are doomed. So, dost thou understand? I will help thee in order to break my curse, but thou must do more to secure my aid. Okay. So this land was corrupted by the war which raged here. Blood, much blood, spilled into the springs of the lady until all became red, and the springs became a swamp. The lady whose name is not remembered became the Red Maid, a creature lost and corrupt. Ivar the Bloodhand came not long ago and awakened her again and claimed power over her. Now Ivar is a greater threat than ever he was. Thou must strike against him to restore the balance betwixt men and nature. Until the Red Maid be redeemed or destroyed, my brother and I are doomed to this wretched state. Well, that's awful. That's an awful fate. The west is where I must travel. Okay, so we're going to go to defeat the White Lord Brudra and his soldiers. So, it's kind of a test. Now, we've got some quests. This one here is defeat the Whites in the Ruins. Fair enough. How about defeat Gostok, he's a wandering white, and find the glinting signet ring that can drop off of any. So that's good. All right, so we've got some things to do while we're on our way over there. So anyway, so I always felt like it was a high pressure thing. And another thing that really this is real too. And I don't know this from a female perspective because I'm not obviously I'm not female, but I've been in several relationships and I don't know if Valentine's Day is kind of as high pressure for ladies as it is for guys. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but or maybe it's just however much pressure you put on yourself. But I found in recent years, I like giving flowers, not just for Valentine's Day, but just kind of like an out of nowhere thing, just it could be, I had a really rough day at work yesterday, and just send flowers to work. It's kind of a cool thing, completely unexpected, because you don't do it all the time. Like, you don't do it for every rough day, but like if one is particularly rough, that's kind of a good feeling. Also, just in terms of gifts and stuff like that, I'm kind of like that. I'm more like a spontaneous gifter than a planned. One thing I've really come to detest in recent years, and I hate to say it, but it is true, are cards. Okay, like Valentine's Day cards, greeting cards, Christmas cards, anniversary cards, that sort of thing. I'm against it for a couple of reasons. Number one is, there's some really cool cards. There's some nice poetry. There's, some pretty verse. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. But it's not for me. It's like sometimes you find those cards and it's like, man, this card is like exactly what I would say if I could come up with these words, and that's cool. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be that intricate. It doesn't have to be that outrageously amazing. It also doesn't have to be 1 second here, I'm just going to switch up quest. It also doesn't have to be only for an occasion. Like, you can kind of just come up with these things and, it's like, oh, this is really pretty. I just had this thought and I was thinking of you and I jotted some stuff down. And I find that goes a long way, like more so than, okay, well, we're counting down the days till February 14th. That's my thing. So with the cards in general, I make my cards. Or for Christmas, I try to make my own thing, or I get a generic little card that I can get from, like the Dollar General or the dollar store, something like that that's blank, and then I fill it out myself. You know, I write down stuff in it. You know, thank you for this, thank you for that, and you know, and you know, like the any kind of messages of affection that you want to kind of put in. So that's kind of my new jam. Another thing is that there are some guys out there. I got to tell you this story because it's like one of my best friends, and like these are the folks that I actually stayed with. Got a friend checking out a car for me. Sort of AFK got a friend. Oh, okay, very cool. That's kind of funny you say that because we're talking about. I'm talking about a car. I'm actually talking about this for Valentine's Day. So one of my best friends, you know, like I guess I should give a little bit of background. You know, like they're doing pretty well for themselves. They were just kind of on the verge of, you know, like losing debt, like all debt for you know, basically what they brought in was what they had to spend other than your monthly bills and whatever. And they were pretty proud of this. And they had just gotten to that point after years and years of like, oh my God, we've got so much debt and, you know, we're struggling. And so what does he do for Valentine's Day is he gets his wife a car. He gets his wife a brand new car. It was a Kia Stinger. And for those of you who are unaware, that's kind of Kia's like really, like it's a newer sporty model. They have amazing pickup. They're kind of like built like an Optima on the inside, but a lot more peppy. And I just leveled up, level 29, right on. Enmity of the Spiders too. So he bought that for her for Valentine's Day. What a dude, you know, like, oh my God, like that is. I wouldn't think of doing it. For one, you know, I'm afraid of getting the wrong color. For two, it's just maybe it's because you know, growing up, I didn't really have a whole lot of money. My family didn't really have a whole lot of money, and that would be an extravagance that like I never would even consider kind of it beyond my wildest dreams. I'm a terrible person at Christmas as well for giving people gift ideas, because every gift idea I give them is something cheap, and it's because, you know, as a child I knew better than to ask for something that was like $200 or $300, you know, or more. Let's see, my husband might get a card flowers, but he writes a lot of his own words. Otherwise, one of us makes a nice meal, or we make it together if we have time. I need to start requesting more. Oh, Penny, thank you for joining. Thanks for that comment. So glad you guys are doing well. How are you now? You now live down in Louisiana, right? I think you live. I don't know if you live in New Orleans or I remember when I left the kinship, you guys were just buying a house and just kind of on the move. So how's that going? How's living in Louisiana? How's that going? What is going on here? I'm getting these messages. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yep. Okay, so it's going well. All right, so that's good. Yeah, so that's kind of the that's kind of a shocker. Like I just can't. I think middle of Louisiana. Okay, all right, and so but boring. So I believe, if I'm not wrong, I think you were in Missouri at one point in time before you made this move. And I think you were more of a city, like in the city. So it was kind of like going from city to a quiet little borough, for that Hobbit. So yeah, so I think the most expensive thing I did was like, and you know, it was when I was younger too, and I was like, you know, I really want to impress this girl. I really want to do this. So I'd save up and I'd get like a piece of jewelry or something, you know. And while it was always appreciated, it was St. Louis. Yeah, all right. My memory is good. My memory is good for some things. So, but you know, I felt like it was appreciated, but maybe not so much as like, you know, a personal gift, or that's another thing I actually like to do is I do enjoy cooking. You would never kind of tell it to kind of, you know, ask Basila sort of thing, because she normally handles that sort of thing, but like I do enjoy cooking, and but I don't do it often. And I think part of the reason I don't do it often is I know very few dishes, but I know them well. So I tend to make really good, like, things that I know how to make. Like, I'm not talking about barbecue, because I'm actually, you know, a pretty, like, for a Canadian especially, like, my food has flavor. I learned some secrets while I was in the South, and my steak is, when I make steak, it is a treat. So, including to myself, I really take pride in kind of cooking a good steak and seasoning a good steak, because that's part of it. But yeah, so I make some other stuff, and it's not I don't make a big assortment, but it's usually, I put a lot of heart into it, and I find that makes a difference. You know, like, put passion into it, and it's gonna taste good. So so cooking a meal for a Valentine's Day or for some kind of special occasion is also good. Sometimes you just want to go out and you just want to get a meal too. You know, it's like you make reservations at a, you know, maybe something that's a little more extravagant than you usually do. But you treat yourself and your partner to that sort of thing. I like doing that too, as I get older and a little bit lazier. So anyway, so there's that. So Valentine's Day is approaching, and I have no ideas. I guess is where I'm concluding that story. I kind of have, I'm drawing a blank. You know, I think I'll get some flowers, because I haven't gotten flowers in a while. But you know, another thing with Valentine's Day up here in Canada is, like, it's the dead of winter. And, you know, like, my partner doesn't like the cold. She's you know, she doesn't like to wear socks. You know, and then, like, unfortunately, we've got like 6 months of cold, miserable weather for winter. You know, in our area especially. We do live in the northern, not far north, but the northern part of our province, and snow is almost an everyday occurrence. So there's that, and so kind of doing something fun and outside is a little bit doesn't happen very often. So, alright, so I just completed those quests. Now, I'm not going to do the bounty quests, because the bounties are, you know, I can do them 3 times, and I don't really want to do them on stream. I may actually come back and do them after, just to kind of gain a little bit more XP. But let's get these 3 done. And then turn into old Burglar here. So that was one of the things I was kind of bringing up in my chat. Talk to Radagast the Brown at Oscaruth. The war's corrupting this land, drowning in the blood of innocence. The lady drowned as well, choking on death and evil while we did nothing to save her. This is really, I don't ever remember even reading this stuff, so some of this is kind of eye-opening. Twice we failed our duty, and 7 times cursed were we by the one the elves call Iarwen Benedar, also known as Tom Bombadil. When the lady became the Red Mage, she brought further ruin to her own home, to the land, and to the beasts. She was terrible, and we dared not face her. When there was no more living blood to spill, she slept, until Ivar awakened her once more. That is my sad tale. Now go to thy master and speak to him of this secret past. Okay, remember our fate and do not fail in thy duty. No pressure, but we're gonna free a bunch of oath breakers here. So okay, so anyway, I digress here. Welcome to the stream for those of you who are just joining, and thanks for staying with me. If you're still listening, we're right in the middle of Oscaruth and kind of the last set of quests in the Lonelands before we move on to follow the Fellowship through the Trollshaws. Hopefully, we'll reach Rivendell in a stream coming up soon. So in the meantime, we're doing quests in the Lonelands, and we're almost to the point now where we're going to miss. We're going to actually finish Book 2, because I believe the follow-up is Book 2, Chapter 15, and it's the solo instance. So we're going to do that instance, the Agamar one, if I can figure out how to get up here. I'm too far over. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then there's a few more quests up in Haragmar, which is the area just outside of Garth Agarwen, and then we move on. So, in the meantime, let's have a riddle. We haven't had a riddle in a little while. There's a stream reward, I guess, stream rewards points that you can redeem to request a riddle. But I don't want to basically. I have a lot of fun with the riddles, and it's fun for me to kind of sense the thinking caps are on, and you're racking your brains for the right answer. So I will be throwing out some like complimentary riddles. So no. Oh, I just had a big lag spike there. Let's turn these into. So I'm playing on my Hobbit Burglar, revisiting this. I haven't revisited this for a long time. We actually started the stream with this character. So we got him through the Shire and Bree and the Old Forest, and now the Lone Lands, on our way to Rivendell and the Trollshaws. So this is kind of cool. So let me turn these in here. I'm also pretty excited for this stream because after the stream, we are going to the pub, and I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to get a little late night meal, maybe a pint, and kick Tuesday's heels up at the end of the day in a fun way. So anyway, let's get a riddle going, guys and girls. Let me just choose one here. Oh, you know what? The last one never got answered. I don't think I ever got an answer for this one. So let's pose this one again. I think it was kind of a given up on. So I may be made of metal, bone, or wood, and have many teeth. My bite hurts no one, and the ladies love me. What am I? I may be made of metal, bone, or wood, and have many teeth. My bite hurts no one, and the ladies love me. What am I? That's a little sexist. I will admit this riddle is, from a book that was published in the 1960s. It is a well, look who makes his appearance. Look who makes his appearance in the stream. John, you are 100% correct, and you are most welcome into the stream. So thanks for joining. You got the riddle correctly, and hope you're having a great day. I may actually ask you for a favor, John. This character currently that I'm playing on is not in the Flautists, and I don't know if you were planning on jumping into Lotro at some point in time, but you could use a Kinvite. But anyway, that's like it's not crucial. I was just kind of like thinking about it today because the only one on was Gondo, and he was on his champion, and his champion is not an officer. So, okay, so that's that. Now it's raining. This is quite the storm actually here in Middle Earth. So we had that Valentine's Day. Winter in Canada, Clumsy Day, food expectations. I think we talked about that. So a couple of other things that I want to discuss. I got a new game. How long are you planning on playing? Probably for at least another hour, I would think. I think we're going to go till about 7:30, quarter to 8, and then I'm going to get ready to go to the pub. Yeah! Anyway, okay, guys, I want to show you this, because this is really cool. I should get out of the middle of nowhere, though, before I do it. So, let's see here. Talk to Frederick the Elder. I have 2 quests to turn in, and one is the big one. So, this is going to be cool. The Red Maid instance. On the Burglar. So I actually started off the stream today deeding, which was kind of funny, because it was more of like... I was just finishing up deeding. I put an accelerator on because I hadn't really been deeding at all with this character. So I opened the stream in the old Midgewater marshes, and I was deeding Meekerbreakers and Sickleflies, and that kind of brings me to another topic too, that one that I was going to discuss after, and that's like stuff that you can buy in the Lotro store. Yay, no repair bill on the car, just a loose battery cable. That's a good feeling. Oh my, that's a good feeling. Same with, I like when you take it in and it's like, oh, it won't start, or whatever, and it just turns out that there's a little corrosion, like, in the connectors. You and deeding! That is correct, Penny. They used to call me Mr. Deeds. I mean, that was my Lotro nickname in one of the kinships, so, after the Adam Sandler movie. But, yeah, I still do it. Okay, so that's the end of that. And now we're going to get to Book 2, Chapter 14, turn this in. Meet up with that charlatan Radagast the Brown. Alright. It is a terrible fate for anyone. This Ivar is a fearsome foe. I pray those youths are found safe and sound. Ah, but you do not know. 2 bold Eagline youths set out to save Osteruth. They are ignorant of the dangers they face, and they must be turned from their quest. Pride and honor compel them, but only death awaits. Grim. So let's do the solo one.
I have a tale to tell you.
Alright, so do I. So 2 young and headstrong youths of the Eagline, Elsa and Ariak, entered Agamar with a small company. They sought to find the power behind the threat to their people, but if the gaunt Lord Ivar has come to Agamar, I fear they must face a power they cannot overcome. They need your help. The Red Swamp is divided into 2 regions. The southern marches, Haragmar, Elsa and Ariak entered Agamar, the northern marshes, through the Red Pass. It is a passage known only to the Eagline and myself. I will accompany you, for the shadow that has come to Agamar is too powerful for you to deal with alone. There's no telling what evil awaits us in this one. So this is kind of a, you hang out with Radagast for a little while, and you accomplish this mission. He's not a whole lot of help, I will be honest with you. But then it is Radagast, right? So.
The gaunt Lord Ivar.
Okay, before I start this, I was going to show you guys something, and this is actually pretty neat. So I was part of a Kickstarter on a, now as you know, I do like tabletop RPG games, or maybe you didn't know and you're just finding out now. So I was a Dungeons and Dragons player, once upon a time. I do enjoy the Pathfinder role-playing system, and they now have Pathfinder 2nd edition, so that was kind of my jam, right? But I kickstarted this, and I kickstarted it over a year ago, and it just came in, and I'm super excited about it. So this is the One Ring, and it is the role-playing system. The book's about 200 pages in size, and this is the core rule book. So it has classes, it has races, and it is basically tabletop roleplay in the world of the Lord of the Rings. Now, this is a remake. This game was out, I think the last edition was out in 2011, and there was one that was out around the turn of the millennium as well. So this might be like the 3rd edition, but some great artwork. Like just chapters kind of in the middle. A lot of the art is very Tolkien-esque. Did I play Middle-earth roleplay? No, that's what I'm saying, John. I didn't. This is my first chance to get into the like a tabletop RP game that's set in Middle-earth. So I missed out. Kind of surprising, but it's just the way I traveled and the way my life was kind of back then. I didn't really have a group of friends that I could have just sat around with. It was just a different lifetime. So but this the paper quality is very good. Here's a little artwork from the book. Gandalf going into Bag End. All of the things are very, very like kind of grainy, kind of classic, Tolkien art style. Let me see if I can find another. The character, the GM, the games master in this one is actually called the Lore Master. So a little kick into Lotro there. That's kind of neat. Let's see here. So the races that you can play are it's quite limited to quite similar to Lotro, which I'm really getting a kick out of. It's almost like this was the game that I was kind of born to GM sort of thing. So as far as characters go, so you've got 3 different races of men that you can be. One is the Bardings, so the men of Dale, basically. So it's kind of like Lotro. Right on, John. Thank you. All right, I'm in. Yay! He's a flautist. He is. Right on. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. And hopefully you didn't just log in to do it, But I do appreciate your logging in to do that. So I got the Bardings from Dale. We got Dwarves of Durin's Folk, Elves of Linden, Hobbits of the Shire. Let's see here, Rangers of the North, and I believe Men of Bree. Men of Bree are the other race. So there's 6 kind of races, and then the classes are really cool too. And the nice thing about this book is sometimes you can get into like a tabletop RPG and the class section, the race section take up page after page after page. These are very concise to the point. It's more toward kind of like your imagination of your character than building it. So you've got a captain, a champion, a messenger, a scholar, a treasure hunter, and a warden. Those are the classes. They've actually got like 3 classes that are named exactly like Lord of the Rings Online. So very neat stuff. It's presented in a really good manner. So this is it. This is the core rulebook for it. And it didn't come with it, but I also pre-ordered this. It's the starter set for it. And all you need to play it, or you need a few dice, but the dice come in the starter set. They're 12-sided dice and 6-sided dice. Those are the 2 main dice that you use when you're playing that. So we're pretty excited. Me and Dom and Rose and even Swimmeroo, who's not usually a big fan of tabletop RPGs. I think he likes a more competitive environment. But no, we're pretty excited to actually start playing that. So I'm pretty excited. That was pretty cool, and it was kind of out of nowhere. I just got a notification that, hey, the package arrived, so neat stuff. Okay, so Radagast, we must go west to the Eagline encampment. Elsa and Ariak will be waiting, and I can better attend to the corruption from there. Okay, fair enough. The power which continues to corrupt this swamp is terrible, but we may not have to face it alone. The beasts tell me that there are shades of Emmeline's kind, which dwell here and may be convinced to aid the Eagline. I do not know why they do not remain with their own kind, but they at least have not brought harm to the Eagline. Now we must hurry. The very trees scream in pain. I must do what I can to help them as quickly as possible. Follow me, though I cannot promise aid, for I fear I will need all my strength to face Ivar. So maybe, you know what, I think that just comes from not reading, by me saying he's not very helpful. I guess the story is that he's conserving his strength to tackle Ivar. So that's why he may not be the most helpful of characters. All right, so this little instance is actually not a whole big hassle when you do it solo. You do receive an inspiration buff, so inspiration basically means that you get boosted, and I'm not sure exactly of the numbers, if it'll tell me. Okay, inspired greatness. So 225% melee damage, tactical damage, range damage, morale, 350% morale, 200 power. So you're basically boosted, and all of your output is boosted. Your I believe your physical mastery is boosted, and I don't think your crit is boosted, but Radagast, beware, the Dow root is angered. Yes, indeed. But being boosted, so there's something good to be said about this. Is that this was part of that remake when the game went free to play once upon a time, and they actually redid all of Volume 1 to make the entire book soloable. So you did not need a fellowship to get through Volume 1, and so that's kind of a blessing in disguise, because there were instances such as this that were considered a pain. I'm not gonna lie, this has never been one of my more favorite book instances. There are some that I enjoy a lot more. The Moria session plays especially are something that I truly enjoy. So however, it's nice to be able to just kind of run through it by yourself, rather than okay, we've got 4 of 6, we really can't go without a full party. So let's keep looking for fellowship. We have 4 in the kin, we got a pug 2, the 2 people who pug can't hear. You're trying to kind of call out strategy. You're kind of getting it from my tone. It was just a little bit of a pain, and the soloing of the book solves that. Now, having said that, I will also say that there's something to be said about the satisfaction of doing things like this as a kinship, and everybody gets to kind of experience the storyline. And I will kind of give a spoiler for one of the books that is one of my favorite books in Lotro, in the epic storyline, where it really makes it like amazing if you do it with other people. And that is the final book. It's book 15. There are 15 books in the epic storyline, and it is the final instance in book 15. One of the basically an unexpected protagonist is escorted by you and your fellows. So if you're playing in a group, it's you and whoever it is that you're bringing with you. They get escorted through a place in Angmar, like a tower, and I think Radagast is alarmed. I was wondering what was going on here. So there's a fight in that instance where basically the enemy calls you out one at a time, or actually I think it's actually the unexpected protagonist that says, like, okay, Jubilost, it's your turn, go do some damage, or something, and then the rest of the fellowship has to kind of hang back around the protagonist and protect it while you venture on ahead and you're fighting against the main villain. And then eventually, like, you do your part, and then it says, you must come back, I can't protect you from that far, I don't have the strength. And so you come back, and then another member of the fellowship, then it's like, it's your turn. So if you play it like with a kinship or with a full fellowship, the quest can still be done. They'll still call out only one member of the fellow at a time, and they will switch and say, I haven't the strength, you need to come back. And so we found ourselves kind of like cheering each other on. It was like just a kind of a fun event where it's like, all right, you go get him, like, and we had a pretty tight knit kin back then, and it was, we'd gone through a lot to get to that book together, so that was definitely a kind of a good kin building experience there. So, I just realized I've got that. All right, so solo instance. Now we're talking to Danison. Nevin orders me to hold my post, and I must obey. He is our commander. I'm under his charge, as are my men. Honor binds us even greater than the curse of Iarwen Benedar. I will not forsake my commander, though he is so very changed. I cannot disobey his orders while he remains. If thou wishest to fight, thou must entreat with Nevin. His seat is to the north. I know where Nevin is. All right. Cool beans. All right, so anyway, guys, thanks for joining. I mean, it's right around dinner time for a lot of folks, so for those of you who are here and keeping me company as I wait for my dinner, and as I wait for an evening out at the pub, I thank you all for joining me here on the stream. So for those of you who have joined, we do have new and who may have visited the stream before. We do have channel points, and they're kind of a new addition. So the little stream is slowly catching up to I guess some of the things that you can do in some of the bigger streams or whatnot. But the part of it goes to me. I'm not familiar with the streaming technology, so it's something that I usually need help with. Although I bet you if I did kind of take some YouTube tutorials or whatnot, I could probably figure it out. But it's also kind of a labor of love, so I do actually enjoy doing things with, like, my mod, which is my cousin, and my son helps as well. So that's kind of a cool family activity. And they did encourage me to kind of get this thing off the ground after all. So, alright, so Nevin went down pretty quick there. The gang of whites gets taken down. So what else did I want to discuss here? Let's see here. Okay. So a couple of things. I guess one was I looked up some of the new things. I looked up some of the new things that were coming as far as the Lotro. We're getting seasons kind of like you know, a reward track that's supposed to help alleviate some of the issues that we're having right now on the server with some of the things not being available unless you pay for them. So okay, so a white fell creature of Angmar. How could I have not seen this? So long I've lingered in the swamp, cursed by Arway and Benedar to bring the salvation or the destruction of the Red Maid. She who dwells within Gartha Garwin, a power now under the influence of the Gaunt Men. I was blind to what Nevin had become. Now I shall make amends. Now off we go. Okay, so we're just gonna follow. But so I was reading some of the notes, and you know, I realized something, and this is kind of unusual. You know, I've been playing this game for 14 years, and I've never been a part of the Bull Roarer server. I've never done like the testing on that server. I don't know why. A couple of times I think I came close, just because I was excited to, you know, to be a part of something new and to see what they were bringing in. At the same time, I always felt like, okay, if they've opened up Bull Roarer, it means that there's fewer mobs and resources, a competition for resources and mobs and, you know, that sort of thing. So I kind of looked at it as a, you know, from a pragmatic approach, like, you know, like it makes sense for me to quest right now because everybody's gone. You know, I kind of have the same view towards certain festivals. Some festivals I just can't really get into. So instead I quest and I level, because then I don't, you know, all of a sudden I've got all the ore, the dwarf iron and the troll shaws to myself. Or I've got all the mobs for deeding to myself and I don't need to compete with any for there. So, but I never took part in Bull Roarer. And, so that was kind of one realization. The other is, I was thinking, you know, we were talking about, in another stream and just on this stream before, about how expensive things are, you know, for the new player, the new Lotro player. And, you know, how difficult there's a paywall, you know, and how, as an old-time player with a lot of, Lotro points and with a lot of experience and having gotten picked up the expansions as they came out, I don't feel that. I don't feel that paywall. At the same time, I'm not a big user of the store. Let's talk to Elsa the Bold here. We were beaten. There is no way to hide this. This Ivar commands the water, the whites, the forest itself. He cannot be beaten by my meager force, and I fear there is something far more terrible within the ruins to the north. I know there is a little time before the great evil spills forth from Gartha Garwin. Our only hope is Radagast. Only he will be able to stop this Ivar. Please go north to the gate of Gartha Garwin with him. Stop the Gaunt Lord Ivar. Okay, gotcha. It was like repeated 3 times there. Repetition equals emphasis in the literary world, folks. If you ever see or hear something repeated in a movie or a book more than twice, or twice or more, it means that the author or the director is putting emphasis on that. So, hurry now. The Gaunt Lord Ivar is not far from here, near the gates of Gartha Garwin to the north. He may not reveal himself immediately, so we may need to draw him forth. Okay, fair enough. So I was talking about the store just a minute ago, and how I don't use it a whole lot. So what I buy from the store. Now this is kind of a, you know, like if there are any Lotro players out there, if you haven't spoken before, you know, or if you have your own opinion on this would be a good time to share. What I buy from the store normally is limited to the following. I buy skill and slayer deed boosts, you know, because I'm a deeder and I like to I like the acceleration of the deeding. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not a fan of, like, you know, like just kind of doing the 240 or 300 deeds that sometimes are required depending on which area you're in. So I really appreciate the fact that Lotro has actually reduced the deed count for a lot of the areas. For example, I just did the sickle flies in the Midgewater Marshes, the sickle flies in Breland deed, and they've actually cut that deed from 30 and 60 down to 20 and 40. Likewise, the slugs in the Shire, I noticed that deed is now 20 and 40 as well. So good job, Standing Stone Games, you know, especially like you don't want to waste too much time in the early levels You know, if you're an experienced player, like you've been through this, I don't know how many times before. I think I have probably upwards of 30 or 40 characters spread over several servers. So, you know, I've been through this. And I've only used the Valar once, and that's another thing. So I use the skill and slayer deboost. That's one. Another thing that I use are hope tokens. You can buy these hope boosts from the store. They give an automatic +5 hope. It's unwipeable, so it's kind of the same kind of hope that you get from there's an item here, the Glass of Aglarel, and Not Forgotten Handkerchief that are kind of bonus items that have come along. And these are the hope tomes that I'm talking about. +5 hope tomes. You buy them from the store. I think it's 80 turbine points or Lotro points for 5. Okay, so this creature commands great power, but against a heart full of hope and trust in one's allies, such power means nothing. Thank you for your help here, my friend. We have done well this Ivar's spreading corruption has stayed, at least for the moment. I must now return to Eaglein encampment. I think we're going to get a cutscene here, so just watch your audio.
I came too late to breed, and too early to Weathertop, where beyond my aid, the Witch King and his minions attacked Frodo, wounding him with a Morgul blade. Thankfully, Aragorn was there to save him.
Ah, Penny, okay. I buy the travel time reduction for my tunes when it's on sale. I did that on Tube. My burglar on Anor. I think he was the only one that actually had the reduced travel time. I just find I don't use it enough. I guess maybe it's something about like when you use it more when you get to higher levels, but I just don't find that I use it enough to merit like the reduction. I know some people who map all over the place. Instead, I kind of cheat and use the mithril coin method. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like the consumable versus the permanent buy there, right? You can zoom around pretty quick with mithril coins, but you know, there's the maps as well, the map reductions. So I buy the skill and slayer the hope tokens. I do buy the ability boosts. I believe that they are extremely valuable, especially to a raider. It's some free vitality, some free key stat, and I often buy fate if they're on sale and I can afford it, because I do like the in-combat power and morale regen. I find I run out of power a lot less quickly than my contemporaries, like, because I have that fate pumped. So I do buy those ability boosts. I buy the packet of 5, and then I buy the Isengard 2-tome set, and then I'll buy the individual tomes. So that's another thing. And the last thing that I buy is the Tortoise Pocket item. In case I'm leveling too quickly, that does happen sometimes, especially on the live servers. I find that I can really outlevel an area, so sometimes I'll buy that just to kind of keep myself in check. Or if I'm crafting, and if I want to do a lot of crafting, I don't want to outlevel an area completely just by making like 500 pies or something like that. So that's another thing. And of course the mithril coins. So I do buy the mithril coins. The fast travel, I just find it really helps me rip around the map quickly. So okay, so you come from Frederick, then you're welcome. There are many threats here against you. Okay, so a lot of quests. This is the last batch of quests that I do in the Lone Lands. I don't usually get a chance to do Garth of Garwin just because I don't have I tend not to be at this level for long, or I don't have traveling partners who are of the same level, so I often skip it. So we've got Angmar's dead, defeat Gaunt Protectors. Cutting off the hand, defeat Raker. Dead Water, collect ancient tokens. Okay, so that's 3. Now because we've done the book, there's so much more. So Elsa the Bold here has the reward here, but you have to talk to Radagast the Brown and Agamar. Thank you for your aid. You should speak with Radagast. Okay. And when you come out of Radagast Tower, I think you get a bunch more quests here. So. And then it's off to the Trollshaws for us. Let's see here. Okay, so here's Radagast. And, okay, so we got the Scavenger's Lot. That's light. This ring, the bracelet. Not a bad bracelet, but I like the 2 that I've got. And the sword. Ooh, Balerian damage. You know what? I'll take that Balerian damage sword just in case.
Farewell for now.
Just in case. That is honestly why if I'm making a main, quite often I like the Race of Man as a main because you get sword damage bonus with the Race of Man, and I like playing hobbits is great. Don't get me wrong. I like the hobbits. They're charming. They're fun. The emotes are second to none. But trudging through and kind of like having to swim through areas and trudging through the brush and not being able to see yourself, I realize that's part of the kind of physics of the game, but at the same time it can get like a little annoying for me. So the line on our Arthedanes, okay, so speak with Elsa the Bold. All right, Radagast has a bunch more quests here. So Fallen Oak, defeat Gloomleaf. Grimbark's Reclamation, collect Grimbark seeds. So that is a Garth Agarwin quest. So it's another 3-person quest.
So it has come to this.
Defeat Horns and Bog Prowlers.
There is great
and collect bark strips from corrupted stumps. Okay, so these are all Agamar quests, and I think there's more. There are more when we come out of this tower. Yep, okay, a bunch more rings. All right. Okay, so we've got Ariak the Strong, Dead Rising.
Will you let me speak?
Defeat the Whites, sure. Elsa says,
What do you need?
bring Elsa's pack to Hannah. Hobbits are the master race. I don't care what you say. Oh, Penny, all of your little Hobbit army. But it's gotta pain you to play that captain. You know, like you can't have a Hobbit captain. There's some of those dream classes in this game, right? That I really wish they had. Dwarf Warden. If they had a Dwarf Warden, I don't know if I'd be playing another class. I really like the race of dwarves, and I really like the Warden. But I find a Dwarf Warden would just be like over the top cool, and I probably would be making that a main thing. Hobbit Champions. That's another cool race that just doesn't happen. You know, I honestly think there's a place in the game for a dwarf lore master too, but that's another thing. So, you've done much to help us get this foothold. Thank you. If we're hold position, we need supplies. Okay, so that's why we're going back to Hannah. And Dannison has 3 quests here. Rudor's Trader, so collect the Rudorian satchels. And then defeat the Rudorian hillmen loyal to the Red Maid. And then Vessel of Purity, collect the Urn of Agamar. So that starts Outland, and then it goes into Garth Agarwin. Someday they will make a river Hobbit captain and or champ, and I will race champ. Yeah, that's another feature that's new that I wasn't too I didn't even know existed, is the possibility now that you can just change your race. So say if I wanted to be a man burglar, I'm just gonna clear my bags a little bit here. This bag is getting a little out of control. Just gonna keep the crafting stuff. Let's see here, aged scraps. I don't know why I've got aged scrap. Oh, I know. I think I killed a goblin. Bloodstones. Yeah, I find that to be a very cool thing, because there were some times where it's like, you know, I rolled a man something, and then it's like, you know, I really like my dwarf champion better, for example. You know, it was just more attractive. He was a red-haired kind of, you know, like he looked a lot like the fella from the Thor movie, one of Thor's friends there, the red-headed guy who looks like a dwarf. So he looked like that, and I just thought, you know, I kind of want my champion looking like that. So champion was another race too, or another class that I had a tough time kind of getting into. I'd always start leveling a champ, and then I kind of got sidetracked until I created this one champ named Marlbank, and he was a dwarf champion. He was one of my kind of, I guess, more a better known character, because I played with him in the Etten Moors, and on the Gladden server I was actually like pretty well known over there. So this was way back in like 2009, 2010. Anyway, I took him to Cap, and I first discovered how much fun it is to be a champ in the Moors back then. and also just in general how fun champs can be. So okay, so I'm gonna get these quests. Going. On the way, you may pick up some new bog prowler locations. I used to actually pride myself on knowing where probably a good 85% of the bog prowlers were, even the stealth ones, and knowing when there were placeholders. So that's kind of had some stuff to do, but now I'm back. He's back, Swimmer the Roo. So Swimmer, I noticed you have like 2 icons. You have the moderator sword, and then you've got the ring. I thought there was a third. I thought you were able to get a third. There's a camo one. And now you don't have a third, so I'm kind of surprised. Anyway, welcome back. And I have a third. Yeah, Rose Garden has a third. It's for bits. Oh, okay. I understand now. But I thought Swimmeroo had a third earlier. Anyway, these are cool. So we were looking around for icons for the stream rewards for subscriptions, and I came across these rings, and this is actually a cool story, and it continues today. I took off Prime. Okay. So cool thing is we got the tokens for the subs, and I believe 1 month is copper, 2 months is silver. And then it kind of goes to a different style and different color ring. So we messaged the creator of the I guess the pattern, and we said we really like them. Would it be possible to get a gold ring that's similar to this, like a shiny gold ring that's in the style of the silver and the bronze, and also there were rings with gems. And I wanted like a specific ring made with a gem. It's gonna look like a Galadriel, like one of the 3. And they got back to me and they were like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. It was like they were actually pretty thrilled to get their request. So that they'll be coming soon. Of course, knock on wood that the stream's still going strong, and that y'all are still gonna stop by for a while, after 6 months. I don't really have any plans to go anywhere else. The game has taken up 14 years of my life, and while I do take breaks every now and then, I'm having a lot of fun on this legendary server, and I really don't plan on taking any extended times off. Maybe some vacation here and there, but I plan on kind of sticking with this one for the long haul, and finally getting through Gondor. I think that's going to be one of the highlights. Is like I've played this game, and I really thought Anor was the server. I really did. I thought that was going to be the good one. And then just life events happened. We had a loss in the family, and events happened in the game that we're not I guess like the best of moments. So it was just a kind of a long shutdown, and in the meantime they announced that this server was starting off, and this is just what the doctor ordered, right? Treebeard. A lot of people, I think they're just getting caught up in a bit of the fever, because a lot of people came to Treebeard, and this server was busy for the first 50. When it came out for the first 50 levels, you would probably average about 300 to 400 like on average, and then it would dip down to a couple hundred overnight, and 500 on the weekend, sort of thing. You get between 500 and 600. It was busy, and then when Moria dropped, it got crazy. But I think just because of how easy the Moria stuff is, it's really lost a lot of the raiding fans, and it's like everybody knew what was going to happen, right? Like those of us who came over from Anor and from there was an Ithil server as well that was also a legendary server. So when they announced this Treebeard and the Shadowfax server, people got really excited for the Treebeard server, because one of the biggest complaints was, oh, you know, it's not enough time. We don't have enough time to level our alts. And for people like me, who are altaholics and who like having their own economy, you know, no truer words were spoken. So, so with the Treebeard server lasting 6 months, it gave everybody. But with Moria, and with people able to kind of get through Moria so quickly, it's only 10 levels. You know, it's kind of like, well, let me just see how many are on right now. I'm just going to do a server count. Looks like, oh no, that's just flatulent. Okay. Looks like 138 entries non-anonymous. So you're probably looking at about high 100s, maybe low 200s. It is a Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock. You know, it's not exactly prime time yet. And it's actually past the European servers kind of prime time. It's late night in Europe, so... But it is getting lower, and you know, I have a friend who is really, you know, concerned. He's like, the game is dying, the game is this, and you know, it's like, we kind of knew what was gonna happen with Treebeard, but when the next expansion comes out, the same thing happened on Anor. You know, we got through Moria so quickly, and then all of a sudden, you know, Mirkwood dropped, and at first Mirkwood was kind of like it was slow. On day one, it wasn't even that busy, like not as busy as, you know, day one Moria was and whatnot. But the number of people, the raiders who came back for that content were actually considerable. We got a lot of people back to do the Dol Guldur instances, and also the Os Dunhoth instances, which are both coming soon. I believe we're like 4 months away on Treebeard. So another thing that's cool about Treebeard too is, you know, like, I'll give you an example. My cousin Dom has a character named Fulis on here, and so he left about the same time as I did in the summer. You know, we were playing quite a bit together, and then, you know, we had that loss, and then we didn't really come back. But the cool thing is now Dom's back, and it's like, well, how long am I going to have before I get to cap? You know, and it's like, dude, it's 60 levels. You know, it's really not that much. You put in a few hours here and there. They have a lot more methods of leveling. Like, now you've got missions, and you've got other, you know, like the skirmishes are out now if you want to do that. There's just a lot of options for picking up some levels, and there are a few expansions that you can pick up that can give you bonus items. So you know, we got to playing, and right, you know, we decided we were going to do this kind of a server phenomenon where we did some missions, and then we popped an experience tome, and we turned them all in. So just doing that, I think we got to from level 22 to level 29 in one evening. You know, so it kind of goes against, and there's this constant kind of war on Treebeard a little bit by those who are like, you know, you're here on Treebeard because you don't want to level so fast. And then when the expansions drop, like within a half hour, we had folks who were at the new cap, like level 60. It's like, why are you playing and why are you leveling so quickly when Treebeard is designed not to? And that's, I honestly believe that this server is great because it's like, play the way you want. You know, like if you want to level quickly, and if you want to do the raids, and if you want to get your characters, then do it. You know, don't worry about it. It's just going to take you a little more effort than you would on the live, because you're only gaining 40% of the XP. You know, if you want to take things slow, if you want to don't be hasty, then, you know, it'll definitely be a treat for those people, because you can basically comfortably level, go through a lot of areas, and not run into you know, the fact that, oh, I'm out leveling these quests and whatnot, you know. So it's some pretty awesome stuff here on Treebeard. I'm still happy. I have no buyer's regret. I'm still very much happy on this server. So, all right, what else was I going to discuss with you? Weekend streaming. So, I felt kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Major League. You know, I'm kind of dating myself here, but came out in, I believe, 1988. Anyway, one of the highlights of Major League, of course, is Bob Uecker's commentary. You know, and how he's kind of like dealing with the fact that the Cleveland Indians are, and they're not even called that anymore, are not like Major League Baseball, or they weren't the most popular team. They couldn't draw flies in this humongous stadium. You know, they had like a 90,000 capacity stadium. And very happy on Treebeard too. Very nice community. Well, thanks, Val and Ben, and welcome to the chat. Welcome. And I feel the same way. I am. Another thing about Treebeard is that the world chat is like very kind. There are some smart, kind of smarty mouth people on there. But all in all, it's not nearly as mean as some of the live servers. There's some kind of terrifying people on those live servers who just basically like live to troll and troll to live. And one thing I don't miss, I will say, I miss the Moors, Val and Ben. That's there's a camouflage bog prowler right there. I miss the Moors, so I miss being able to PvP. What I don't miss is the PvP chat spilling into world chat and people putting QQ and you're crying and we got camped and unfair, or we need more people in the Moors, and I don't miss that at all. I believe that the time will come maybe when the Moors are brought to the server, but until then I'm perfectly fine without it. So if I want live action, we just made some creeps with our kin. So there you go. So if I want, what I was just saying is, if I want some Moors action, I can always go to a live server. I think I've got a spider who's reasonably high leveled on one if I wanted to go creep side, which is kind of funny because I'm not a spider fan. Really, I'm not. But anyway, so what I was getting at with, salty folks aren't the best, that's for sure. With the Bob Euchre thing, let me see if I can remember. Oh yes, okay. So I was streaming on the weekend, and it would have been like, for those of you who joined us, and judging by the numbers, I haven't. You haven't. I streamed on the weekend. Hi, very bad English, but need help in change heal class for dungeons and raid. I would say there are 3 choices of classes that you could probably get into Fidonoff, or Fidonoff. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's either Fido or Fidonoff. I would say that the best pure healer in Lord of the Rings Online would be the Minstrel. So the trick with Minstrel is that to build those heals, some of the ways that the heals get built up, it's very intricate now. Like, there are certain skills that you play that give you a 10% boost and then a 3% boost and then another 3%. So basically just small boosts, but they're a little hidden. But you do have the most obvious heal skills. Like, there's a single person heal skill, there's a heal over time, there's an emergency big heal for a single person. Then you've got a big group heal and an emergency group heal for the group, and then you've also got a big group heal over time. So Minstrel is still kind of a raw heal. If you're looking for something a little different, I like the Runekeeper for healing. The Runekeeper is both a DPS, so you can get around soloing and you do some damage, and it doesn't take you long to level. But if you want to heal in raids, they're actually extremely efficient healers. Their healers are all heals over time, basically, with a couple of exceptions. So the way the Runekeeper heals is they keep stacking heals from different skills onto, like, the main tank, for example. A Runekeeper healing a raid where it's basically the main tank has to do a lot of the heavy lifting is a very good thing. They're very good single target healers. And you just stack those heals, and the green numbers just keep on going up, and it's a nice class to heal with. Plus, I like the offensive ability of the Runekeeper. I find the Minstrel, I've leveled my Minstrel now, and they must have nerfed it or something, because I just don't get that same satisfaction. A lot of resistances. So, finally, there are a couple, I guess. You can play a captain. And, Captain's healing has gotten boosted over the years, so that's a possibility. And they can main heal a lot of things that people don't think they can, so that's another thing there. Finally, there's the Bjorning. Now, I don't have a Bjorning after they changed the class. I rolled a Bjorning when they first came out, and I believe he's still stuck at level 99. And so I didn't really dabble too much in healing with that Bjorning. It was just kind of landscape. But apparently a Bjorning is an extremely efficient healer. They have a raid. Their heals are raid wide apparently. So I'm very curious. It's in the works soon for me to roll a Bjorning and play the blue line and play the tank line and see how those lines go. I've always just played in red, just because I was just trying to get through the thing. So those would be the three good ones. I'm gonna change Minstrel. Yeah. So hopefully that helped, and but I would say that Minstrel offers the best kind of just, especially when you trait to heal. There's a lot of heals. You can fill up an entire row of skills just in heals. But I would a big tip would be I would close read your skills and find out what boosts what, and then you may want to kind of sit two beside each other, because then you're gonna want those to work in synergy, like to work off of each other, so one builds up the other and makes it more effective. So that's that would be my suggestion. And thank you for the question, and thank you for chatting, and welcome to the stream. If you've just been kind of watching and waiting for the moment or whatnot, it's always nice to see new people in here. And for those of you who are new, if you are enjoying the stream, go ahead and hit the follow button. It's a free thing, and I never ask anybody for money or to subscribe or for any kind of bits or anything. It's just a labor of love, this stream. But if you want to come and join us again, it'll let you know when we're coming on live and whatnot. So yeah. Now let's see, where am I going? I thought I was going there. I think I'm going a little bit further in. Okay, I think I have to go a little further in, maybe past this. I might be completely out of my reckoning and I walk by where I need to go, but we'll see. Okay, this should be... No, I'm in the right spot. Okay, so here is Gaunt Protector number 1. Take care of some whites first. And let's see here. There's 1. There's 2. So I think I'm gonna riddle the assistant here, and take on the Gaunt Protector, and use a little burglar magic here. Just start a conjunction, get in behind him, and DPS him down really quickly. And the assistant disappears. So there's an advantage to doing it that way. Let's see here. I think we'll defeat these 3. We'll go up and defeat the one fellow that we need to get the water urn filled, and then we'll have a riddle. So I hope everybody's doing all right tonight. It is evening now for us. We started the stream about what are we? We're working into the 3rd hour. We're 2.5 hours in. Oh, here we go. Oh, Val, let's see. I'm leveling a mini because I'm missing a healer at cap. But I noticed I like the buff line far better than I would have guessed. Really cool. That's an interesting thing, too, is that yellow line. I've been kind of experimenting with non-traditional lines, I guess, in the Treebeard server. And it's one thing I do regret is it's kind of a shame that they only give you 2... you have to buy the 3rd, I guess, trait line, to be able to keep it kind of on tap. Because I would like to give the Yellow Minstrel a try, and just to see how it works, see what kind of buffs you can get. I know I like using I don't know if it's Anthem of War, or Song of Composure, something like that, or Anthem of Composure. It's the one in the yellow line. It's right at the top. And if you're traded blue, you can actually just put 2 points into it, and it gives you a major buff to the group in tactical mitigation and resistances. I think it's the Anthem of Composure that they want you to use 1,000 times. I'm going to use a riddle here, and then I'm going to get this guy. Oh, you're not going to throw up on you. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I kind of like that. Like, I like mixing and matching a few, but I would really like to give the yellow line a try. And I'm thinking of actually... I have a Hobbit Minstrel that I was leveling, that I do get a kick out of, don't get me wrong. But I'm also thinking of I've got several options here, but I was thinking of leveling one of the new dwarves, the dwarves from Mordor. I can't remember what they're called. Oh, it'll come to me. It'll come to me when I'm not even on the stream, I'll bet. But if someone wants to help out. But leveling together with a hunter really helps too. Not required to trade red. Yes. So I'm having the same kind of enjoyment out of my captain with that. My captain can basically stay in buff. Like, I can learn the yellow line, or I can play even blue, because I'm traveling with a hunter. Stout axe. Thanks, Penny. That's what I was getting to. So the stout axes can play a couple of different races, and they really do have a different look to them. So I was kind of considering maybe a stout axe minstrel, just as a dwarf minstrel. You know, it's maybe a fiddler, that sort of thing. So we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. But yeah, so I just recently played my first playthrough on a yellow traded guardian. Never traded yellow before. I had a good friend who was also my kin leader on Enor, who swore by the yellow guardian. Sometimes annoyingly so, to be honest with you, because he tried to use it in raids, and then he'd get... Well, it wasn't really annoying, because he learned his lesson, but he'd get hit really hard, and then it's like, oh, I should go back to blue. So it's kind of a scary thing. So, but he was telling me about it, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I couldn't wrap my brain around how this guardian would be effective. It just doesn't seem like it's like it would be, you know. So, but it certainly was, and it certainly is fun. I play on Deadly Zero on that guardian, and I have had no real difficulties at all. So, alright, so we've got the Urn of Agamar. Find the Red Mage. Let's raid the chest here. Almost at level 30. Trying Yellow Guard 2, really enjoying it. So it's cool, right? Like, you get this mark, and it's just, like, you put it on one character, and then if you use an AoE skill, the mark spreads to the other characters. I don't know. It says, like, only a 7.5% change or whatever, but I just find that they just go down, like, you know, like, almost instantly. They take so much damage from that mark, and you don't really take a whole lot. I will say, though, that the closer that I got to Moria, the more difficult time I had with it. I started taking, like, large beatings early, and I really had to use my holy crap skills quite often to avoid getting killed early in the battle, just because, you know, you're kind of used to how it was working, and then all of a sudden it was a little more difficult. So, but that's a lot of fun. Definitely a refresher on the Guardian. I don't know if I'll go Red Guard. I really don't. I do enjoy yellow, and I don't know if I go back to playing red. So let's see here. Okay, so I promised a riddle, and I think we'll have one. Everybody ready for a riddle? So John got the last one. Oh, look at this. I forgot. Whites can sense me because they give off an aura. Okay, so we may have a couple here. So here's a couple. Playing on D3 together with a champ. We're in the Lonelands too. Well, your AoE spreads other debuffs too, not just a mark. You are right. So basically, any debuffs that you have, and you get more as you level. So if you're in the Lonelands, wait till you get to, like, you know, you're looking at Angmar or even like early Moria, when the, you know, the line continues to shine and you get more and more debuffs as you put more and more points in there. You just wait. You're in for a real treat. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see those debuffs stack up. So. Okay, so, might hit you with a couple of riddles here, because I've got a couple of them that I don't consider too difficult, but who knows, they may present more problems. So here's the first one. Green arrows grow out of my sides. I go from yellow to white. My babies fly in the wind. What am I? I think that riddle gets progressively easier the more lines you read from it. Swimmer the Roo. Swimmer the Roo. That is the correct answer, my son. Dandelion is right. Congratulations. You've solved your first riddle of the day. Dandelion is right. And when I get out of this swamp... You did spell it a little weird, yeah. I think it's with a D. And then D-A-N-D-E. I think it's like dandelion. Yeah, that's what I have written down here. But it's kind of funny. I used to watch this show. It was, I don't know if it was just Canadian or if it was Rankin Bass. I guess Rankin Bass is like worldwide. But they used to have a Rankin Bass show called The Wizard of Oz. And it was like a little 5-minute short, right? There was Rusty the Tin Man and Dandy the Lion. And Socrates was the Scarecrow. And just kind of a little fun little animated cartoon, and I really used to enjoy that when I was a kid. That kind of dandelion kind of brought that one back from the depths of the old memory banks here. So, oh my God, Dandy the loin, Dandy the lion, Rose Garden. I knew what you meant, though. I knew what you meant, girl. All right, another riddle. Here we go. I have no voice, but I can teach you all there is to know. I have spines and hinges, but I'm not a door. And once I've told you all, I cannot tell you more. What am I? Might be a bit of an easy one. Yeah, definitely. Book. Yeah. Definitely an easy one there. Book is the answer. So I kind of figured on that one. So let's go to this one. This one may be a little tricksy. One more complimentary riddle. You can always use your points too. Your points if you want to hear more riddles, you can buy them. There is a 15-minute cooldown, I think, on the riddle. And I've also got some awesome dad jokes. So if you're holding back and you want to hit that dad joke button, don't, because you'll get a smile out of it. I can promise you that. Okay, so here's the third complimentary and the final one for now, because I'm going to continue on with the questing here. So with no hammer or any kind of tool, I build my house so quickly. What am I? With no hammer or any kind of tool, I build my house so quickly. What am I? Very specific answer I'm looking for this one. A bird? No. Not looking for it. Because it's kind of, it could be a bird. It could be. I will say that. So it's kind of one of those riddles, but it's just not what I'm looking for. Alright, so here's the Creoth. A beaver? You know, when I first read this is exactly what I was thinking of, because it's like it builds like the lodges and whatever, just using, but I would say, I don't know. That could also be right. It's just not the answer I'm looking for. And I think it's kind of like the teeth would be considered a tool, maybe. You know, maybe not to the beaver, but it's kind of like a saw, you know? So both of those could be acceptable answers. They're just not what I'm looking for. Not what the riddle book is looking for. I shouldn't say that. I'm not the specific one. I'm not the picky one. It's all this book. Oh boy, I got one of these guys. I do not like these novices. I will say that. I was playing on a different character. An ant. Now you're getting there. That's not the answer that I'm looking for, but you're definitely on the right track, Penny. But it is not ant. But that is closest, I guess, probably closest to the... a bee? No, not a bee either. All these great nature answers, and I feel kind of bad because I feel like I'm wrong for kind of saying no. But they just aren't the answer that I'm looking for, so... I gotta say no. The riddle is... With no hammer or any kind of tool, I build my house so quickly. What am I? And I think that could be a clue too, because like it takes some. The other things that we got, like a bird and a bee and a beaver and an ant. It takes. You got it, Rose. It is a spider. It is. That is the answer I'm looking for. And I think it's because, like, I'm not an expert in animal building habits. But a house, yeah. I mean, it is the riddle. It was actually riddle. Well, I'm not going to give the number because it may give away the book. But it was kind of a milestone riddle from my source here. But I think just in terms of the amount of time that it takes to build a house, a spider really is quite impressive. So that's kind of a neat thing. All right, so I think we're gonna get these quests done. These Creoth novices are just they are nightmares. They're like elites and they hit really hard, and they're always mixed into the Creoths that you actually need, which are the faithful and the leaders. So I think I might just what am I gonna do here? I might just skip through this area and pick up some on my way back. I'm really just trying to get to the area with the dead water, with the water things. And I'm kind of taking my sneaky Pete backdoor route to get there. And of course I got spotted, but... So not a lot of people that I knew from my old kin knew about this route. It may be kind of common knowledge now because I think there's actually quests that make you explore this way, but I could be wrong. But I discovered this way as I was kind of deeding in here years ago. I think I was deeding Hillman, and just kind of exploring this area. I don't often explore anymore. I will say this, you know, there's a lot of new areas, and I don't often kind of go, I wonder what's over there. I wonder what's over there, you know. And it's kind of you know, in part because I've been to a lot of areas, but even in the new areas, I don't find I find I'm just rushing through it a little bit more than I used to with a lot of this content. Oh boy, now I'm really in trouble here. But I used to know kind of hidden ways. I remember there was this area in Eregion just before you hit Moria, the pass of Kahadras and or Karadras. And no, where am I? Okay, I have to go around here. I didn't know that there was an area there that was like you could actually ride your horse all the way to the mountain. And you could bypass all the way to and all the way from to this other area. I always went up the snow slope, where there are Grims there, and there are I don't even know where the heck I'm going. Oh, these hobbits! I get lost with them. This should have been it. I think I got turned around. Where am I? No. Oh, right here. There's the gateway. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So I'll have a chance to explore in the angle in a couple of weeks. Yes, so I guess we're getting that soon. I'm kind of intrigued. And another thing that I haven't done is there are areas right now that I can explore. I haven't set foot in the Wildwood yet, other than to do the actual missions. I haven't gone to the Wildwood. I haven't explored that area around Trestlebridge. So that's also an area, and I've heard that there's some kind of good Easter eggs and interesting things there. So that's kind of an exciting option as well. But yes, the angle is about to drop in a couple of weeks, along with our reward track. I think they're all coming. So that's there's some changes. There's some changes gonna happen around here. I don't mind telling you. So it's a pretty exciting time for Lotro. And another thing it does too is, you know, the Spring Festival, we're still a little ways away. So it'll give us something to kind of do, and then the Spring Festival hits, and then before long, it'll be we'll have the Mirkwood and Enid Wythe areas to explore. So it you know, it kind of gives us something to do to wait for those two areas as well. So and kind of heading almost in the same direction. So that's kind of neat stuff. Okay, so we got that. So 2 more tokens, 3 more satchels, and 4 more Hillmen loyal to the old... No, I wanted you. Come back here. There we go. One more token. So we got a lot done. We got a lot done in this stream, guys. Just in terms of game content, like when I started the stream, I believe we were just heading into the area where the whites were, in Nandili. So the area east of where's that Crayon Novice? See if I can sneak around him. I just want a couple of faithful without a novice hanging around. That's all I want. Okay, this faithful is kind of off on his own. I feel like Gollum. So yeah, so we did all those, and then we've done a lot more area than I actually anticipated us being able to do. And we're almost in the Garth of Garwin area. Oh, this would be perfect. Let me. Oh no, there's an. Oh, you novice. Just had to stick your nose in my business. I just hope that this guy's not gonna. Okay. And we're closing in on 3 hours of streaming here. Mercy me. Mercy me. What was that for, Swimmeroo? Do you have an interesting story to tell? Are you the one who's telling the story? Just hobbits. Oh, yes. Yeah, sometimes the language, you know, it's kind of... I miss the Shire. I will say it, you know, like... a lot of people, especially, you know, taking characters through on this server, they're all like, oh, I ain't going anywhere near the Shire. I'm not going to the Shire at all. And it's like, I really feel like you're missing out on some fun, easy stuff, you know? Like, just... the quests in the Shire are so comical. You got missing chickens, you got missing sheep, you got, you know, missing people that stow away in tobacco wagons. You know, it's oh, that's it. That's it. We have done all of these quests. Oh my goodness. Oh, and we've got a novice. All right. So let's do this. Do a little tricksy witsy here. That's the nice thing about a burglar is you do have options. I mean, I could riddle this guy now, and he's stunned again. Although, because I just stunned him, I guess it wore off very quickly. But it allows you to get in behind him. And it's kind of a cool class because not all classes are positional classes. Like, for example, any ranged class doesn't really care whether or not your back is turned or not. They're just like pew pew pew, or, you know, like runekeeper classes. But with burglar, it does give you a little extra dimension, you know, about like positioning and to work on it. And it's nice because I do play a lot of tabletop games. I'm actually gonna mithril coin out of here. I think that's a good idea. Off we go. And flanking is kind of a big thing for those, so that's kind of a neat thing. So, all right, Rudor's Trader is gonna hand some quests in. Probably gonna level 30. Vengeance comes. There it is. There it is. And I have my hips, my hide in plain sight. That is gonna get moved. That skill there. Alright, there we go. This is my kind of ultimate, you know, oh no! Because what it does is it actually puts you in stealth. Right, it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, it'll normally get you out of any kind of trouble. Thanks Valen. The hips don't lie, it's true. So if you're getting pounded on, or if you're getting swarmed, you know, or if you didn't anticipate it, if you don't have a bleed on you, then it's an extremely valuable skill. So just check if got to head out now. Congrats on 30. All right, thank you very much for coming, Penny. I'm actually going to be heading out shortly myself, guys. You know, I'm just gonna do these turn-ins. I think I might even do them a second time, or like on the to start the next stream or in between stream, just because I've got to get ready for my pub night. So thanks for coming, Penny, and it's always great to see you. You know, you're really a true friend from Anor, and it's nice that we were able to reconnect. So cool stuff. Yeah. So let's see here. We have, who do we have on? Malia. I'm not sure who Malia is, and I have to put my note in too. I forgot. But yeah, so it's just an added dimension to the burglar that you get. But the hips, anyway, just use your skill, use the burglar antidote to knock off any bleeds or disease or anything that causes you to lose hit points, because that will give you away. And then hit your hips, and you're fine. Hide in plain sight. So it's a cool thing. So. All right. So on that note, I'm gonna leave you with a dad joke, just because I've got some good ones. This one is one that I would say, well, I'll tell it to you. So, let's see here. Okay. All right, there we go. I gave all my dead batteries away today, free of charge. I gave all of my batteries away today, free of charge. I thought that was really good, actually. I gave all my dead batteries away today, free of charge. That's what I was expecting. There we go. Oh boy, what a show. Yeah, let me just check. Let me just check for a moment. Rose Garden. I kind of thought Slothy was streaming, but there was also someone. No, it's Sloth. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, after I get my vision back here. So we're gonna say a little bit of a goodbye here, and then Rose, I'm gonna play the long song, and then after the long song is done, we can do the switcheroo. So anyway. Tonight was fun. Got back to the Hobbit. You know, it's a little bit different than doing the later stuff in the game. We're kind of like mid-game. But here's something really exciting. On Thursday, we're going to start the Troll Shaws. And I'm really excited about this because I love the Troll Shaws. And I find the music in the Troll Shaws is among the most beautiful in the game. And it's an underestimated area. A lot of people don't like it because there's a lot of hills and mountains and whatnot. I love it, and I'll show you those little hidden passages that lead in between the hills and the mountains, and the best way to go about doing things, you know, in my opinion. So that'll be a good one. So don't miss that, especially if you want to hear some pretty cool stuff. I don't know if we'll make it to Rivendell in the course of the stream, but with a little mithril coining, a little bit of luck, and you know some I guess shortcuts here and there, we might actually make it to Rivendell to end the next stream. So that'll be cool. Brand new area, brand new thing. There's also a couple of other things that I'd like to do on the Steely Dad Guardian. I didn't finish that book, so maybe that's something that we can do at a later time. Anyway, for those of you who are with me from the beginning, good Lord, folks, you know, like, you're amazing. And for those who have joined and, you know, like, are entertained and, you know, you like the riddles, you like the chill of the stream, go ahead and hit follow. We'd love to have you back, and, you know, come and ask more questions and answer more riddles next time. And for those of you who have become kind of regulars, thank you very much, guys. I know you don't have to show up here. You don't, but your choice means a lot to me. Once again, I'll say it. I mentioned it on the weekend. I thought I was going to be streaming to like 2 people, and all of a sudden, you know, there's many people. So anyway, guys, yeah, going out to the pub, going out for some grub and some fun. So love you guys, and you know, have a good one, and we'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully, that'll be the next one. So good night, everyone, and have a good evening yourselves.